Hey guys.
Hey.
And unlike the channel name and the intro, this actually does not. We do not have Kitty with us right now. Maybe not
Yet.
today.
Oh,
Yet.
we have
And
a
hopefully
cat
it is
here.
a yet. We do have a cat. We are not. This is not false advertising. Hopefully, you will not consider it as such.
You're simple.
We are the thinkers.
1A cat.
Yeah. So
we are some thinkers. We're not all the thinkers.
Indeed. Unfortunately, if you came here for the guest, our guest Warren Smith, unfortunately, was not able to make this week, which is also sort of why Kitty is not here. She had a previous engagement that she was going to postpone, but since he wasn't able to show, so too does she not show. Anyways. He will be.
Well, I think there might be more to it. They might be different situations.
No, they are completely different situations. But she was going to not do the thing because of the guest was going to arrive. But since the guest isn't arriving, she can do the thing. So she will be joining us.
It did leave room for us to do another thing that seems to be quite big, and I'm really looking forward to understanding because I hear a lot about this. And, I don't know. Yeah. I am a little bit confused, but we may or may not be in the middle of a crisis situation, apparently. So, nice.
Crisis. I think that's giving too much credit, but that's up to
according to some of the headlines that I've seen, it's a crisis, man.
I've heard
Gamergate 2 or something.
I've heard it's Gamergate 2.0, which means the end is nigh.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Yeah. Ethics is pretty light with it, so.
I, for one, am excited to welcome our new Gamergate overlords.
Indeed.
Yes, all hail Dev. Okay, the king of the Gamergate. Okay, he is playing
but really though
side scrollers.
But really, so hopefully next week it does look like that is when Warren Smith will be on. And in the meantime, today we're going to be covering Sweet Baby Inc. and drama surrounding it. A little bit later into the show, or maybe at the end, we might get into some political drama, but maybe not. For now,
not politics.
Oh, yeah, not politics, unfortunately. Okay, the main person who is all fired up to talk about this topic is not here. Also, you might be noticing that we are missing Hydra, and Hydra was going to spearhead this, so I am looking for. Oh my gosh! Well, no, we will not go that direction. Our favorite utensil, as it were, had a video on this kind of thing as well. I don't want to just cover their stuff. So what did anybody have a good intro to the topic, like a video that we could use as a springboard for discussion, or do you guys just want to?
I think Nico posted a few things in the Discord, right?
Yep.
Right.
Mudahar has a pretty good video on the subject, and he stays pretty neutral.
Okay. Yeah.
It's called Sweet Baby Inc. is awful.
Yeah, that sounds neutral.
Very neutral.
Yeah, very neutral. Okay.
What do you go with is Sweet Baby Inc.
Very accurate.
But in terms of context, for those who don't know, Sweet Baby Inc. is basically a narrative consulting firm that works in the video game industry, and they have worked on various games. It's very much open to interpretation on what games they've fully worked on, and there's a lot of misinfo on that. But on their website, they've listed some games that they worked on. One of them, namely, being what was it? Kill the Justice League. What was another one? They worked on what was it?
Alan
God of War Valhalla, Alan Wake 2. and a couple other small ones. Yeah. On various roles in consulting, but yeah, it's very controversial because of the stances that these people take in terms of it feels very gamergatey, the way that the way they're acting, very elitist, if it makes sense.
Indeed.
Is that a good enough summation, guys? What do you think?
Okay, we got.
I'll just let you know that it's catcalls with how they act. Okay, they don't take direct action. They have consultants take action for them, so they can keep their nose clean. You know, cat's balls.
And for anyone on Kitteh's, what is it? Her Twitch channel. Hi, for any viewers there. May not have seen this before, but we are the group that Kitteh streams with on Thursday. She is not here right now. Oh, there she is. Hey, she's in the
with us in spirit.
Chat. But
yes.
Oh man, I wish I could look at the chat. Dang it.
Yeah. But yeah.
Also, sorry for being late and tardy. I got attacked by some kitchenware, but I survived. I have heroically defeated the horde of falling forks and knives, and have survived.
You did not get forks this time.
Nope.
What is this permission to what I didn't? Oh yeah. She's out. She's drunk. She's
drunk.
Oh, okay. That makes
good deal. Good deal.
So it'll be extra fun when she comes in.
Fun, okay?
Yes.
She's having fun.
All right.
Reiterate and clarify. My understanding of the situation is Sweet Baby Inc. is a consultant firm that essentially gets hired by various video game companies to do the bunny ears sensitivity read and tell the companies to include more diversity and etc. to wokeify their games, if you prefer that term. And then recently it came out that the CEO, the person in charge, is extremely racist and doxed a bunch of people and has basically threatened these companies and said something to the effect of, you basically have to make these companies afraid of what you will do if they don't do what you want.
No. I mean,
no.
Yeah, that's probably the rumors going about.
The language that she used was like, make them afraid of what will happen. So
yeah, but that's just doing that's just doing the Al Capone thing. Okay, it's not.
They are weaponizing fear. They're weaponizing fear and empathy and other such emotions, but it isn't what they will do, right? It's what will happen. Like, what's the worst case scenario PR for you having a racist game? Does that make sense?
Yes, but I do believe that to be the exact same thing. Just
it is a subtle difference, but I think it is important.
Yeah, but it seems like that whole mob it would sure be a shame if something were to happen to your business. It seems like it's still along those things. It's not a direct.
I will agree with it. And ESG
a little mafia-esque
factor if you look a little bit deeper into it, because I was doing some research on the side. They this has a side tangent. What we're talking about, like with the Blizzard scandal. I saw an article in doing research for something else. Like they were trying to get Ubisoft to get woke, so to speak, and using the Blizzard scandal to sort of support that in Ubisoft. Sorry, not Ubisoft, EA, for some EA games like The Sims, and I think it was also Battlefield 5. I think they brought up in the article, but yeah, ESG does play a factor in this for funding and using that score along with everything else being brought up. Just wanted to point that out.
And in a vacuum, I would have considered it an important difference, what you just said, Andrew, but considering that the entire history and job of this company is essentially to lower the quality of video games overall, or inject additional unnecessary stuff into them, so that people who hate video games and gamers with a fiery passion and want them destroyed might be less likely to be offended by the end product. But in exchange, the core gamers, those that give in the most money, that loyally buy your product, will be most likely to turn away. That trade is already fucked. And the concept just that they are enforcing it essentially with threats of violence from a group of race realists just makes it worse. In that particular, like, upon all of that being revealed, I'm not going to give them the charity of like, well, you don't want your game to be racist. Statement might just be, an honest advice. No, obviously it's not honest advice coming from these people. It is a veiled threat. Like, in a vacuum, I would consider that an important caveat, an important difference. But in this particular context, I'm not in the mood to extend such charity to people whose little job it is to threaten others with violence, so that people who hate them are less likely to get offended.
Yeah, completely understand. This stuff's been running rampant in the novel sphere for years now, but people often forget about the sad puppies drama. The Gamergate stuff is so much of a bigger talking point, at least our general market and culture. But there's a lot of overlap between all this Gamergate stuff, even Comicsgate probably, but also something everyone ignores is the stuff going on with the novel industry. Well, science fiction and fantasy.
The main overlap with the Gamergate stuff is most likely that these people have now turned to the same weapon of like, oh no, we are being harassed, racist, sexist, whatever, Nazis are attacking us.
Even
oh my god,
even
how
the same
dare
person,
they?
Lego Butts, was involved in the DDoSing of the Fine Young Capitalists, a group
it's
of
not just that they are
people who are trying to get people into trying to get women into the gaming, like try to get them to submit ideas for that so developers can make games based off of women's ideas. And Zoe Quinn, she didn't like that, so she talked to her good buddy Lego Butts, who's come up again, who seems to be doing the same sort of tactic even 10 years later.
It's not just that they are tribalists who also fake their own harassment and did despicable things and also traded sexual favors for good reviews. But the fact that is just so hilarious to me, because if you actually look into like all of the motivations of what's happening, it's so fucking surreal. It's almost an art piece, really, of how fucking stupid and hilarious it all is, about how far gone some it's I am unironically lost for words. I cannot
okay, completely understand. It is completely insane the lengths they're willing to go to, and what they think they can get away with it now. And I'm glad that shit ain't flying now. People are calling now. I really hope it doesn't turn out the same way Gamergate did.
So
we'll need another one of those SVU episodes. Ugh.
It will. There is a potential for it to turn out the same. I'll let Charles talk. Just one sentence. Yes, it still has the potential to turn out the same way the Gamergate did, because I already see the articles popping up about how this is all like Nazis and Trump supporters and the evil bad men, and there is no value to this critique whatsoever.
Only the far right.
It is completely impossible for anyone to have any valid critique of Sweet Baby Inc. or anyone even remotely involved. They are all saints and they have never done anything wrong whatsoever. And anyone who dares imply that they might have done something wrong is an evil fascist Nazi who ought to be destroyed. So it's absolutely going in the same direction once again. Sorry, Charles.
Yeah, something. Sorry, go on, Charles.
So the people behind Sweet Baby Inc. were quite disgusting with their behavior. Am I getting that right?
So, yes, and their motivation.
One of their consoles.
Okay, so
hold on.
One at a time.
I just want to add to that. I mean, a large part of this is a ideological disagreement as well. Because from the from the leftist perspective, they have a different, like, they define racism completely differently, so that, like, to the point where what they consider to be the proper and constructive way of looking at race, the liberal perspective would say that is entirely racist. So it's hard. They're not operating
even
in the
if
same
they don't
framework.
define it as racist. They're still racist.
Essentially, they
everybody
did
thinks they're racist.
I use
they
the
defined
liberal
racism
lens. They use
No,
a completely different lens. So they use
P equals P equals R.
They're racist. It doesn't matter.
Prejudice plus
our
power
lens
equals
is
racism.
the correct lens.
Agreed.
And not even even though it's a sociological term, and not even all sociologists agree upon that as that's for structural racism, and they replace that with just normal racism.
Define normal racism.
Racism
further
classic.
than that, though.
Racism
yeah.
classic.
So, kind of the accusation is that they would get these consultants who would then go into the writers' room, and they would be actually above all of the other writers, and any of the writers who are coming up with the story would have to then okay it with them, and they would kind of get the final say before it actually goes through. Supposedly, they would go to like the heads of the companies and say, you know, all the kids today, they're into woke stuff, so we need to inject that into this. That will make your game more profitable. So they were kind of given control over a lot of these projects, which, you know, generally when you bring in a consultant, they give you some sort of idea.
That is the narrative, and the Kotaku the article, and people have been pushing back on it, has been pushing back on that narrative.
The problem is that they are not consultants, because they did not behave like someone who wants to consult with you and give you advice. They behaved like a fucking inquisitor when they came in looking for the slightest speck of dust and using an absolute fucking hammer, smash your head into the ground until you do exactly what they want. That is not a consultant.
Well, we should acknowledge we don't know exactly what goes on, but we do know the means that they got into these positions, which is, I think, the really messed up part. And the really messed up part is they definitely use these threats of, oh, you don't want to be seen as racist, homophobic. They definitely use that. That can be proven solidly, that they use these sort of methodologies to weasel their way into gaming, just like Anita Sarkeesian did years ago. Because
they're a bunch of Marxists, right? It's just Marxist infiltration. This is pretty classic, right?
Yeah.
They are pretty politically extreme themselves. If you look into what they believe and what they do, it is crystal clear that they are just pretty bad people, to be honest.
Yeah, also
they are not.
Well, I want to point out. I'd like to point out real quick that it's not just Sweet Baby Inc. that's the problem here. It's the companies hiring them. This is a practice that has been going on for the last decade or more.
Yeah.
It is
this is a poison that's deep inset that it's going to take a while to really pull it out.
Just to demonstrate the sort of the Kotaku article that keeps getting mentioned, what they go into, they sort of conflate it with kiwi farms almost from the off.
It has
immediately,
and that is ridiculous. Because when you look into the kiwi farms, Keffel's, her connection to pretty much trying to get rid of kiwi farms, that
unrelated, by the way, but that's a completely separate drama of someone having finally faced the consequences of their actions, and it comes from a group of people that are known for punching back, essentially.
They might as well have said 4chan did this.
Yes, it's the exact same of like having some festering wound somewhere that they are pissed about, and they just drag it into the picture like, by the way, Trump won the election in 2016. That's really bad. This is related, guys. Trust me, okay? Let me complain about it. No, it's like you don't get to fucking weasel away from this. We need to talk about the insanely toxic and harmful practices that have become the standard, how people are being treated like shit in the industry. But apparently, That's not possible, and you cannot have any critique for people to be treated like humans, because otherwise you are a bad person.
You're talking about the people behind the company, and my understanding is people have a problem with what the company is producing as far as narrative is concerned in games. So those are two totally different things.
But yes,
Kevin
but both of
Spacey's
them
a
are
terrible
shit.
human being, but his acting credentials are quite colorful.
Yes, but unfortunately, these people are both evil and terrible at their job, which leads to comical results.
It's also the fact we don't know what they actually do. They obfuscate it extremely heavily. Like with the Suicide Squad thing, people are like, they have no real involvement with it. When you take a look at the Sweet Baby Inc., the founders of it, they have credits. I believe the Kim person has like a lead writing credit on that.
Yeah.
Okay, they obfuscate what their involvement. I legitimately don't trust what they have to say.
So as far as art,
Charles,
if you're a member of some guild or a union, writers need to be listed in credits. That's something that, I mean, famously, The Sopranos series finale, they wanted the director wanted no credits at the end of he just wanted it to go black at the very end of The Sopranos, but due to the guild and contracts that were signed, they had to have credits. So without having a blueprint or a map of exactly what was going on, just because somebody got a writing credit doesn't mean much of anything. And I'm sure there's NDAs.
Okay. Fair enough.
So Charles, real quick, I just want the issue of there being two different issues of what they believe, what they do versus what they do as a company. There is overlap there because a lot of this is writing issues and consulting on these games. They're there for the sensitivity writing. A lot of it. That's at least on their website. A lot of it is the sensitivity changes that they make to games, and that's a writing thing.
Sure.
So that reflects on the people that work there and how the changes work. It's an ideological thing, I would think so, at least. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'd also like to bring up something that something Fawful just said in the chat. Consider this for years.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. If you brought up wokeness in gaming, you were laughed at and gaslit by all.
Yep.
Now it turns out there are multiple corporations behind the scene played to do this. Do you believe? So Baldur's Gate 3 is an extremely popular game. People seem to love it. There are also elements of what some people would call wokeness in the game, but the game is unique in that it seems to get a pass on many of those things. Not all, but many of those things.
Because really good.
The game is good. But
isn't
ultimately,
that the most important thing?
Yes.
It is. Yes. But frequently you will find that game quality suffers in an effort to include these. Sorry, I know some people don't like the word, but in an effort of including these woke elements. And here's the thing, if the game developers had naturally put these elements in without all of the years of gaslighting and cruelty and activism around it, I think the majority of gamers would not care all that much. They might grumble a little bit, but as long as the quality of games didn't dive, I think it would be an entirely different landscape right now. But I would assert that the people like Anita Sarkeesian, that the people like whoever's in charge of Sweet Baby Inc. never actually liked games. They just saw a platform for their activism and forced their way in. And then when people called it out for years, they were gaslit. They were called racist, sexist, bigot, homophobes. And now there is I think, a well-earned hypersensitivity to anything that could be remotely considered woke. And
this isn't unique to this industry. Like, are you familiar with the concept of like a sensitivity reader?
Yeah.
So yeah, like sadly for years, there's been people who are literally their job is to read a literary work, perceive anything offensive in there that they could, any stereotype, any bias, create a report for the publisher and the author, but the author is really considered less. It's more the people paying for it, any kind of criticism they could get from it, and then ideas of what to change in that person's art. It seems like this might be more pervasive than we were told, and like people were called conspiracy theorists for saying like, no, that's not going on in this industry though. Like that's just books and that's just the big publishers. Don't worry about it.
Not in my house.
But it appears that these consulting firms, there might be different ones for each different industry, but it seems like they're very pervasive and kind of changing. I hate also using the word woke, but essentially putting this sort of ideology into things to make them less offensive. Kind of Lionel Shriver, I don't know if you're familiar with her, but in the literary industry, she claimed that these sensitivity readers were saying, here is how to make your book cancel proof. It's kind of the same thing with these games. I don't know that the heads of the company are truly on board with this. They're just told, hey, here's how your game won't be offensive. Here's how it'll be cancel proof. Here's how it will make more money, because this is what everyone's into.
Well, you got to see it from their perspective. They don't want their game to be worse. They don't want their game to be canceled. They want it to be popular. So, of course, if they hire the person that says, we promise if you do the changes that we say are good, then you will get a really good game that will sell millions. Why wouldn't they do it?
And in the literary field, they do have people to actually go after people who don't sort of use these people to a hyper degree. There's plenty of examples in the literary world. If you get outside of the gaming, movies, and all this media, there's plenty of examples of people going after these writers for like some of the most mild little offenses in their writing. I'm not going to bring any of that up, but there's plenty in BookTube if you want to look it up.
The issue is that these people are literally paid to get offended on behalf of others who actually don't care. Therefore, they see offense everywhere, and the
Nita thing. Everything's racist, everything's sexist. You just need to point it out.
Yes,
that's what we're worried about.
And the issue is that they get way more power and priority than they should be having, to the point where everything else suffers, and they make something that would be a relatively minor issue into the main axis around which the entire industry turns. And that naturally results in not only everybody else being fucked over to some degree, but also the product becoming more shit. Which is why that people who are unconstrained by this, who are not big companies, who don't have these chains on them, can just maneuver so quickly and get such success so fast. The indie developers who don't have to worry about any of this, which is why their products genuinely tend to be higher quality.
What are the differences between something like Sweet Baby Inc. and I have to keep going to the things that I know. A focus group, what would be the difference?
I think the ideological bends, like with a focus group, you're supposed to get kind of a diverse group, where this one, it's like one ideological bend, and you're only looking at it through that lens. That seems to be
focus group is tend to narrow things down to find out what works in the story and what not. Sensitivity reader is pretty much just stifles edginess or any outside the box. It doesn't let
over here we have the leader of
regards. It has to be safe.
Yes, whereas over here we have a leader of this group who is legitimately just interested in pushing their own political message at own cost. Like you can repeatedly see that they are not interested in gaming, they're not interested in gamers, they're not interested in the industry. They hate everyone involved in it. They hate gamers, they hate games, and they only wish to be here because they see this as a potential platform, and they are hardcore about their
pushing. There are receipts for this, by the way. This is not coming out of nowhere.
Yes,
there's plenty of journalists who will go after certain games for not taking a certain stance. Like I think it was one of the Far Cry games that weren't pushing. It's the opposite end of it. Yeah, it's different, but it's part of the same problem.
Political figure.
It's these journalists pushing these ideas among. This is how Gamergate got started. Okay. these journalists said we don't have to write "Gamers Are Dead" articles. Okay, they coordinated fashion said you don't have to, as journalists of video games, you don't have to write towards actual video gamers, and that was like the biggest offense. One of the biggest offense 10 years ago, on top of all the other stuff. You're not the journalist involved in video game journalism is pushing these, giving these publishers and all these companies like cover for all of this when they should be critical of these places,
right?
And
so
the story, and they haven't been.
Yeah, one of, I won't say it's the only, or I won't even say it's the main, but one of the animating principles of Gamergate on the gamer side was that they felt unrepresented by the media that was covering their hobby. So you had journalists not only just putting out lots of articles calling them names, but you had them speaking at conventions and being in interviews, the journalists themselves talking about how they don't want to be writing about the games themselves. They want to be doing like think
about the effect around it.
They want to be doing like more like what they consider to be proper
things. That's what they
political
said.
things.
Like
Journalists.
It reminds me of when someone is like, oh, I couldn't become a doctor, so I decided to become a biology teacher instead because that's one step lower. That's kind of the same mentality as was over there. Like, I couldn't make it as a political commentator, as a political journalist, so I decided to become a video game journalist. And in the end, every single one of my reviews is about how all of gaming is related to Trump and 2016 and politics. And like, instead of in their Doom Eternal review writing about how actually managing health, armor, and weaponry and ammo, instead they write about how the demonic invasion is representative of Donald Trump and the border crisis or something. So that's the problem. You can only get gaslit, abused, and exploited so much by someone who is shitting on you every day until people just snap. And even though Sweet Baby Inc. is, they are not a nice group, but they are being attributed way more than what they could have potentially pulled off. The reason why they are taking the brunt of the attack is because all of this disgruntled gamers finally have a face to associate with. It is like being stuck in a torture chamber forever and being tortured by multiple different devices and being able to break free, step out of the chamber, and you see someone dressed like a torturer. That person is going to fucking die. Like that.
Well, that lends the question, Hydra. The question is it actually a red herring? Is this a face that everyone knows is going to go down? Because there's a bunch of other companies that do this already. So pointing to Sweet Baby Inc., getting rid of Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't solve the problem. But it makes people happy if that goes down.
Yes.
What do you think?
That's what, if they are smart, that's what they will do. They will do the classic 2 step forward, 1 step back, combined with the letting Sweet Baby Inc. take the fall. If they are clever, that's what the political activists will do.
So
I just don't like being told I'm bad because of the video games I don't like or do like.
No, actually, you are evil because you dare criticize someone who is perfect and under our protection. They have a magic.
I played Forspoken. I thought it was really badly written.
No, racist. He's a Nazi. Guys, don't listen to him. Obviously, it's impossible to criticize something like that. You must be evil.
So one question, it kind of sounds like you guys are in the camp that like these consulting firms shouldn't exist. Is the goal to somehow get them to not exist, or would it be to wake up the actual, or would it be to wake up the actual company that they don't need to bring in these consultants and maybe actually just go with the actual art that somebody is bringing forth if you like this? But I don't know, like it doesn't seem like consultant firms are inherently bad.
Wait, so I think Ghost of Tsushima is a good example of using a consulting or consultants correctly, or
that's just for historical accuracy, though. That's a little different.
Well,
and they weren't threatening violence the entire time. Okay, the consultants weren't like dressed in traditional Japanese samurai.
I can't hear Andrew Hydra.
Sorry,
it's fine. So the point
different.
Yeah. So the point is that they offered opinions on they answered the questions that the game company had, and the game company actually did go and do their own research. They actually went to the island where they their game was set and such. They actually got, because they were so faithful, because they did such a good job on the game, they actually were recognized as ambassadors by that place.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And this, right, so it is good for this kind of thing. It consulting and doing research and whatnot. The problem is when, well, one, I have a problem with the ideology behind these specific groups, but even more than that, I have a problem with people coming in and kind of like censoring the story that the people want to tell, or people putting their fingerprints on the story, right? I believe in self-censorship, right? Like if you don't feel comfortable going somewhere, like let's say you're a Christian or you're a Muslim, and so but you're a game maker, right? And so you don't have things in your games that somehow relate to your religion. I think that's completely and totally fine. I don't, however, think that it's good for like a Christian to go into somebody else's game and then tell them, no, you actually have to change your game to make it more suitable for people like me.
Can you highlight
that's
that
what I'm against
from 506?
Right.
Yeah. Lord Cameron, which one?
506. I buy games that are good. I don't buy games that are bad. It's easy.
It's easy. What? Yeah. It's easy?
Well, yeah, to not buy shit.
Yeah. The problem with both of this shit, the politicizing shit that has nothing to do with the actual quality of the game itself, is you're going to have more people that aren't really invested in games at all, and they're going to invest and buy the shit just to show support for representation. And by overreacting, you're going to get an overreact in the other direction. It's going to be fucking Bud Light all over again.
Well, hold on, Charles, because that doesn't necessarily...
do the numbers bear that out? Because from what I've
Bud Light's making a comeback.
Things like making all of the comic book characters gay and
like each other, yeah,
wokeified. My understanding is the comic book industry isn't doing well right now because the people who say they wanted these changes don't seem to be buying the product. But that's
actually what I was going to say. Yeah.
But isn't it all about AAA games? And they're trying to get as wide an audience as possible, no?
Yes, but it's still
you're correct.
It's still they are on a downward spiral still, because the people who are trying to appeal to, not only are the games shit, but also the audience they are aiming for fundamentally is not interested in games. So
that's somewhat correct.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it is part of the problem that they're advertising to a group of people that will say stuff about the game but not buy it. That reflects in Alan Wake's sales, actually, where they were very progressive with the framing of the game. And pointing it towards a very specific audience, because it basically has a female protagonist in that game, as far as I know. I haven't played it. And they were really advertising that we're replacing Alan Wake with another person. And that didn't reflect in the sales at all. It reflected in the sales going down. Or that's at least what I understand of that game. I haven't played it.
I've seen playthroughs. That seems to be accurate. Is that like the majority of the game is being played through a female detective. You do switch over to Alan Wake at some point, but you switch between the two, and it's more heavily focused on her story, with him as like a companion to it.
The bait and switch of a character, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe. It depends on.
All I'm saying is that like trying to pander to specific audiences sometimes really doesn't work out, and it seems like the quote woke crowd doesn't really purchase these things or watch these shows, and instead they're ranting on Twitter or social media, and they're basically the loud mouth, but the audience doesn't reflect it.
And I'm sure that there are some in that community that do buy the games, but I don't think it's nearly enough to make up for the amount of people that they are losing by attacking their core fan base and actively catering to.
Yes. So the analysis performed was that look at these people on Twitter who are really loud and attacking our game, and it's not doing, etc., etc. And the people who are our core fan base don't seem to be as loud, don't seem to be everywhere, and those are the people that so far bought our game. But maybe these people who are more active on the internet will be more likely to buy our product, and when they actually, if they are smart, they would realize, and a lot of them did, by the way, that no, just because a lot of people are very intensively, they hold intense opinions about the games, and they're everywhere in forums, internet, etc., talking about it, that doesn't translate to sales and hours played.
But I think if you keep the criticisms to this game sucks because quality, and not this game sucks because woke, you don't have this over politicization and crusades against somebody's cause. If you're just judging games based on their quality, none of this is really a discussion.
Yeah, but I absolutely agree. But you can't drum up a mob behind the message, the cultural.
Starfield isn't bad because it has pronouns in it. It's bad because of everything else.
It's a copy-paste game. That's why it's bad. But yes.
You guys are just tunnel vision. The one point Hydra brought up, definitely a severe criticism. A lot of people are doing it. I think it's a mid-game. Okay, I understand the changes, but it doesn't suit.
A 5 out of 10 is a bad score.
CATREW.
Okay. Let's not get into that.
CATREW.
Yeah. Oh, wow,
shit.
yeah.
J-Mac is the man.
Wow, yeah.
Hello, J-Mac.
Thank you. Wow, thank you.
Okay.
Plenty of games made with more lefty messaging, and no one bats an eye. It might get memed, but ultimately it's fine. Night in the Woods.
Night in the Woods actually was a genuinely good game, by the way. I did play it.
All right.
I just want to say that.
Did you hear the story
the
about that?
The problem is always when an established IP gets co-opted by a political ideology. And I think this is the primary issue.
You're here.
Is that when thank you
J-Mac. Big Daddy Mac.
Exactly. Thank you, J-Mac again. Yes. So this is the issue that a lot of people have, is that it's not that people have a problem with ideology, like having diversity, having these characters, having strong female characters in general. I mean, there's tons of strong female characters in anime, and they're
no one bats an eye.
Spoken. Yeah, nobody bats an eye, and they're almost universally loved. So by the same group,
when you lead criticism with woke, you're
sure
tainting the water.
True.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just too vague.
I heard a story. I've been following this stuff. So the story about Night in the Woods, and that it's a good game, is really interesting. Given us supposedly the person in Night in the Woods, this is secondary. I think I got it from Dev, Short Fat Otaku, for anyone not aware of that. Basically, the creator of that got ousted out of his own company for sexual harassment, and he committed suicide.
Really?
That's what I hear.
I did not know about this.
The next part of that is that the sister who inherited his share of the company started one of these console groups. I think it's Baby Ghost. You can fact check me if you want. It sounds really divisive. I think what I heard was
when
correct.
He had his whole controversy, she completely kind of disowned him and went her own way. So I don't know. It seems like she kind of chose that group over her family.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, Gray's up on this somehow, but yeah. And then she started her own console one of these console firms, and that's got to seem like a slap in the face to a lot of people after hearing that. So
Maybe,
I don't agree with the over-emotional reaction to this culture war shit. We should try to eliminate the ideology from either side, but people's got their feels,
yeah,
and
J-Mac has the guy's name. Alex Huluoka.
Okay.
Also,
Charles, this is all news to me. I just played the game and enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah, I found that like something that would really hit hard. Okay. You took the money from someone bullied by one of these consultants. Ouch.
So, Charles,
if you really want to get like the actual like map between. Sorry, go Hydra.
I just wanted to.
We're talking the same.
Charles was over here. He delivered such a great point about how when you are starting with the this game is woke, fucking pronouns, rage, smash the keyboard kind of criticism, you are losing everyone. Yes, I'm referring to a real life person, and it's you are fucking up just as much as the people you are criticizing, and you're 100% correct. And how I see it, just a quick thought, and I'll let you go, Gray. You can do
a quick thing.
Strong politics in game really well. A good example of this is BioShock. It actually has really strong political positions in the game, but the game is high quality, well delivered, and it's an artistic product that respects the player and the politics involved. Nowadays, what we have instead is extremely strong politics, both inside and outside the game, to the point that it actually decreases the quality of the game, so that it's really poor quality. And the opinion is not just bundled in the game itself. It is directly pointed at players who are assaulted on the internet, basically. So it is true that at an end, starting with this game is woke is a terrible fucking optically, but unfortunately at some point we just have to call out the ideological infection that is going on in a field that's supposed to be about artistic freedoms.
Yeah, and it is reductive as all hell, but in the simplicity of that sort of banner or woke, I understand the utility of that to sort of banner behind things. I don't agree with it, but I understand the utility and how people are using it. But there's also definitely some people who just, I would say, grift off of the idea of woke. You know,
well, of course they do. It's a very vague term. You have to make people define it every time it's used, because everyone has a different definition of what the heck it means, which is frustrating as hell.
Yeah, someone like
it's like talking about racism these days.
It has women or black people on it. It's woke.
That's the worst definition. But definition that people do use, you have to address it. Unfortunately,
suspicious amount of women.
Yeah.
That's why it's not.
It's like actually, the racism is the perfect example. Oh, go ahead.
Well, so Hydra was saying that this is supposed to be about a free expression of art. Is that what the video game industry is supposed to be now? Like a lot of these that we were talking about are like huge games. Like there are still some indie games that they helped with, and there's actually a few of them that are supposedly pretty decent that I haven't checked out. So I don't know. So I guess two questions. Is the video game industry, now that it is a huge industry, supposed to be about artistic freedom, or is it about figuring out like the formula to get the most people buying the game? And they were told it's this whole ideology, follow us, we'll make sure that your game is cancel proof.
The cynical part of me wants to agree with the second thing you said, but the artistic part of me wants to say the first thing that you said is what it should be.
I think the answer is divided up between corporate and the creators. The creators on any given game will be focused on the artistic aspects, and it's the accountants and the folks worried more about the business side that are the latter.
And the creatives are going to have creative differences, and the bigger the company, the more people you have to coordinate in your artistic sort of expression. So that probably also makes it easier for the corporate interest to sort of push them in certain directions here and there. Okay. I'm just pointing that.
Yeah. And you need both. You really do. It's just that there's
we should have artists going into these video games with ambition, and they communicate and acknowledge what the fans want while trying to explain to the fans about some of the changes that had to been made for the corporate overlords. That would be the ideal solution to get through this bullshit. Okay,
but wouldn't that be the trade-off that the artist is making with the actual company? Like, okay, I'm going with this big company, which means I get less control, because you could always just release the game yourself, release whatever art yourself, but the problem is going to be distribution. The problem is getting eyes on it. That's the trade-off that you're making.
There's a reason that the publishers make the most money.
And we need to have big names going into these.
There are things you can do with billions of dollars invested into the game that you simply cannot do as one person. Now, there are some truly incredible things that one person can do, absolutely, but there are tangible benefits. But the Sweet Baby Inc. of it is, an outside nefarious force inserting themselves in. And
okay, this might seem like
being
a
hired
side
tangent. Not inserting themselves so much as they're
but they're making themselves indispensable. They're holding hostage. Okay.
Yeah, but
I wanted to bring up Dark Souls.
Any other sales?
Why we're on the corporate aspect. Dark Souls actually, FromSoft had a trouble pushing the original Demon Souls on to video game publishers for a long time. A lot of people passed on it because it was too hard. But they found someone to actually get it made under, to distribute it, and look at where that series is now. Sometimes artists and people with a vision pushing for this stuff can turn out extremely successful. I just wanted to bring up that side tangent real quick.
So yes, my answer conclusively to rope it all the way back to Grace's question. I think ideally the video game industry should be somewhat the following. Indie developers, solo artists, or smaller groups should focus more on the free expression of art, being unbound and much more maneuverable than these big lumbering corporations. And a lot of their products are therefore going to be complete hit or miss. Whereas opposed to them are the large chained beasts of the AAA industry who have chosen the soulless optimization path instead of crunching the countless numbers, the calculations, trying to find the biggest possible audience with the largest possible overlap for this specific product to make as much money as possible. This is by necessity, and I think it ought to be this way because, of course, otherwise these big companies wouldn't be able to sustain themselves as well, because the energy, man-hour, and fund costs for these big projects are fucking immense. Whereas opposed to small groups or even solo devs can just spun out something like a Lethal Company in a month, or something like an Iron Lung game in 48 hours, and make an insane amount of money, but then they will make 20 more games that will get nothing. And I think that is just also ideally how the gaming industry should look like. The point is that you can seemingly stay within these bounds, but have still nefarious influences coming. That's what we would like to avoid.
Yeah, sounds like something I agree with right there. But I don't have much else to say on the subject, honestly. I feel like we really talked it out.
Statement of appreciation.
Do we have any other thoughts?
If you want to see some of the receipts and the actual connection all the way from Gamergate to this, on Side Scrollers the other day, Ms. Sparkle's friend Dev, Short Fat Otaku, kind of laid
Ms. Sparkle's friend Dev, I love that.
Yeah, I figured people don't know him, so I should probably introduce him in a way that you might.
He's a small creator. He deserves this shout out.
But it's pretty awesome. He goes through it really quick, and it takes him 2 hours. So there is a lot that kind of connects these two things. They are different, but I don't know. I think there's a decent case that they are related.
Do you think Sitch will make another video on this phenomenon?
Oh, that would be great. A return to.
I don't know. That would be awesome.
For those who don't know, Sitch of Sitch and Adam fame PSA Sitch. He got started with his channel doing Gamergate videos.
Listen, the last thing that was powerful enough to bring him back, to yoink him back into the YouTube video dimension instead of the stream reality, was goddamn She-Hulk. So we need some large caliber misfires over here to get another video potentially out of him.
So to badly recall something that Little Platoon had said in reference to, I think it was the Barbie movie. Art is political, but we've never had stories specifically preach policy positions to us in the way it has recently. And it's sort of the same situation here with the games. And to call back to an exchange that Calvin and Lord Cameron had in the chat a little bit earlier about what the difference is between an organically diverse world and a non-organically one. It's the context and it's the story telling. Did we lose someone?
Emo.
Oh no.
Beamer had to go to work, I think.
Did he just say goodbye and I just accidentally gloss over that?
If so, I also glossed over it. I was focused on Dorcas.
Might have been a collective hallucination.
If I did, I am so sorry. Bye, BMO. Have a good one. And Lord Cameron had said it's context, and from what I can tell, these sweet baby inks come in and hey, welcome back, BMO.
Sorry, I accidentally pressed a tab out button. I'm on my phone and it cuts everything off.
I know the feeling. Yeah.
Also, you'll probably have to go in like a half hour if I'm correct.
I've got about a half hour to 40 minutes left. Yeah.
What are you, the hall monitor?
Yeah, what the hell? I thought I'm the time guy.
No, I just heard him talking earlier. Okay,
Vincent is the Time Lord now.
Move along, okay?
Move along. I love the All-American Rejects.
Here. Okay.
Sorry, I've been on an emo music kick recently, so it's like All-American Rejects and My Chemical Romance has been like in my head for the last week. That's not relevant to our conversation, though.
You should go with Push, since Dorcas just brought up Little Platoon's Barbie review, which was probably terrible, but I didn't watch it because it was mostly about the marketing. But that's besides the point. Yeah, we were talking about
all of that to say that from what I've observed, companies like Sweet Baby Inc. come in, and it's not enough to make your world diverse. You have to tell the audience that they have to feel a specific way about the diversity.
Boom.
I don't
That's the
appreciate
point.
that.
I have a question about that. Okay, so how many of us have played God of War Ragnarok?
It's on my hard drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a character in that a lot of people have questions about. Mainly because it's not quite. It's a very Nordic setting, Norse gods and everything like that. And usually when you would think of Norse gods, you would think of a very particular type of person from that area. And there's a character in that is a god that they don't look like they're from that area. And a lot of people were like, what's going on with this? Is this forced diversity or was this some sort of creative decision? And I'm not sure, because of the character themselves were written just fine. It just seemed a little out of place that they were not like matching up with any other god in the setting.
And that's completely
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, that's in my opinion, it's completely fine. Not like
I think it was weird in Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, the one black elf. Okay, it really took me out of it. Okay, if there was more black elves, I actually would have been better with the black elves. But there was just that one black elf. I'm like, okay, this seems a little bit weird. So that's definitely something worth bringing up.
Is it though?
Maybe.
That's the question.
It's all about context. Okay.
How was the show?
I couldn't get. I really lost me at the third episode.
Garbage.
Okay, I was just like at the end. I was
So why
trying to
not
give
leave
it
it
my
that?
best shot. Just the end of the third episode, I'm like, I can't continue. I continued for an episode more.
To be fair,
that wasn't why I quit the show. Okay, just to let you know.
Charles,
I'm trying to relate to his
be
point.
fair, when we have these discussions, these are the aspects of movies that you don't care about, or that you think that shouldn't have a large emphasis on. So
Well,
I mean,
and I largely agree with Charles on that.
I'm willing to.
But if
I'm
you only
totally
made it
willing
through 3
to. I'm
episodes.
totally willing to engage with that argument. But I think that it is perfectly fine to. I think it is a dimension of storytelling, the consistency. Because for me, storytelling is like a simulated reality of moving through, or like a narrative kind of structure moving through a simulated reality. So if there's errors, like if it's part of the setting, if it's part of the story that you're supposed to be noticing things that are off in the setting, right? Like if somebody should be behaving one way but acts a different way, and you're supposed to pay attention to that, and they depend on that, right? That's foreshadowing for a later development, right? Because I have seen that.
So what about the black elf? Is there to make you pay attention to that?
So there isn't. It's just this random black elf. Like there's all these elves. There's many elves in Lord.
He's the only character that experiences racism in the series, by the way.
Yeah. So
it just sort of makes you question. It takes you out of the story. The world. I think it's about the world building. You're like, why is there this one black elf? Okay. As I said, if there was more black elves, it would come across more believably to me. So I'm actually advocating for more diversity in that case.
It feels as if it was brought in to specifically invoke modern day issues, which
yeah, it seems like there's one thing, and then they also bring in the "they took our jobs" thing. Yeah, I don't know if it even is modern day. It's just kind of like weird tropes that they decided to throw in there. But he is the least of my problems with that show. There is just
he had the best acting out of everyone else in the series.
Yeah. No, he did. And he's, not bad to look at as well. Like with the elf ears, it's like, oh, it's a younger Don Lemon. Like, okay.
Giddy up. He's past the prime.
Yeah. This guy wasn't. He seemed like he's right there in the prime. I don't know. But with the storytelling, like, I don't disagree with you, Andrew. But, like, I don't know. With this media, well, any sort of, like, film medium, like, the storytelling is, like, one aspect of it. But then there's a lot more. Wow, that is a big chunk of text. Just it's one element, but I mean, like, there's also the visuals, the audio, like the depiction of a whole bunch of things, and then there's a lot of unsaid, like implied, like showing instead of telling. I agree with you. I would like the writing to be perfect, but I don't know. Sometimes there could be plot holes, and it's just fine. Yeah. Like it's still a very enjoyable end product that
these are all good questions. I would want to asking, and these are all good questions. I just want to point out. I'm not sure how much we can go into all of this. I mean, there would be a side tangent. Well, not completely but it's not. These, So I just wanted to highlight that. Anyways, continue.
Before we answer any of those questions, though, for this topic, I would want to bring up Nick Fury as an example. Personally, I don't remember too many people having an issue with the casting for Nick Fury. I'm totally blanking on his name right now.
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. And he's an example of someone who came in and kicked ass with it and made it his own, and to the point that it became iconic. And then it wasn't until the Secret Wars series on Disney Plus where suddenly everything is about his skin color. As I would point to that juxtaposition of early Nick Fury to and then Secret Wars as that quality that we're discussing about preaching specific policy prescription. Or
do you know the lore behind the Nick Fury being black in the Avengers? Because it's actually quite interesting. So the Ultimate Universe was a rerun of them redoing the Marvel Universe with a more, like, air quotes, realistic origins. And Nick Fury in that universe specifically was modeled after Samuel L. Jackson. And then the Avengers comes out, or Iron Man comes out, and Samuel Jackson starts playing Nick Fury. And I think that that's really awesome. That he was already a fan of comics, saw that he was modeled after a character, and then it was like, I want to play that character, and he got it. I don't see a problem with the race change at all, because one, Nick Fury is a character that isn't that important. But at the same time,
lightsaber.
The what?
I have a problem with the purple lightsaber in Star Wars.
I definitely have a problem with the purple lightsaber because I want one.
Point being, Samuel L. Jackson is awesome.
Samuel L. Jackson is indeed awesome. Yeah, I mean, why lead with the racial tones or the things? Why not just say it sucks? Because when you say it just sucks, people ask why, and they ask why you have a problem with it. And that's where the people come in of, oh, so you have a problem because of their skin color? Are you some sort of racist? When that's not necessarily the case. It's, as like Andrew was saying, the consistency problems. If there's, let's say, Vinland Saga or even Vikings, it was another TV show all about Norse mythology, and one of the chieftains is very much an African person. Very black, didn't match everything else. And it was very obvious they were thrown in there just so that we can hit that box of we have a diverse hire for this show. Or that's how it felt to me. And I didn't like that. They weren't even a badly written character, but it was very obvious why this person was picked.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Brought up, that was the least of the problems with that particular show, but it is just something that stood out, at least to me. And more black people would have actually made that better. It's about a world building thing with that. I mean, you can do it also. Like, there's a anime about a black samurai. I haven't actually watched it.
It's based off a real person too.
Yeah, that's a cool story that I want to hear, by the way. Yeah. How come there is no movie about it or something? It's such a fucking amazing story. Someone needs to make a movie or a game about that.
Wait, are you talking about Afro Samurai?
No, not Afro Samurai.
Okay, because that was awesome.
Okay, fair enough. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, there are ways to do it naturally in the world. Okay, like Othello was a black man in Shakespeare. Well,
yeah,
typically.
And if
I mean, in Hamilton, all of the presidents and the founding fathers are black, and that actually lends to the show being better.
And in
I don't know about that. I don't like musicals.
House of the Dragon, the Valerian.
That's it. Yasuke. Okay, Lord Cameron got it.
Hey man, that show is pretty decent. Like, I didn't mind any of the changes in there after the changes D&D kind of did to dumbing everything down. I don't know. I wanted to hate that show, but I didn't have any problems with it.
No, I mean, it's an interesting thing specifically in the series because it accentuates the Emperor has no clothes aspect of the story, and it serves it, and it makes it that much more tense. Yeah, that was an example of a change that
I never watched House of the Dragon, so I don't know. I barely saw anything on it.
But they've still got time to screw it up.
True.
Well, I want to hate on what
I've only seen 5 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Body problem.
You can watch a few seasons and then stop.
I recommend stopping after 3.
Yeah, I was told stop at season 1.
4 is bad.
Charles, you look like you have a lot to say.
I don't know.
That's okay.
I apologize if I've been like difficult for
It's
you.
not fair that you guys can read whatever my facial expressions are. I got none of
that.
Yeah. he is fulfilling our mandatory quota of one
Yes.
per stream.
There's actually something wrong with my
Ray,
software.
come on. Are you
otherwise-
not quite up to snuff? I know I look like crap and never been on camera. That's
Oh
why.
my God.
There you go, Gray.
Thank you,
You
Gray.
bullied someone else into
You're
appearing
muted.
on the
You're
stream.
muted.
I'm on. You're right. I hit camera, not mute, but let's do this. Sure. Let's go ahead and both be on camera.
Oh, wait.
But yes, going back to the whole thing, I think if I try to put my finger on it, what most people are really hurt about, but can't express it, if I may try to put it into words, is that it feels like there is a strong artificial injection bringing in like real political events or real issues or perceived real issues at the cost of in-game world building and consistency. And that's an especially bad trait made worse by the fact that a lot of people play games or consume media for escapism, to escape these issues and to just even there be bit slapped back into reality and reminded of the world that they just left is very uncomfortable for some of them.
And frankly,
There's a battle of
these
multiple
ridoids
parties
doing
here.
these it's frankly for me, a lot of these ridoids talking about some of the stuff has the same effect. I'm like, yeah,
I agree.
okay, I understand your perspective. I really don't want these values instilled in the media either. I just want them completely out. Okay.
Sure.
I mean,
It's like
unless they're
a lot of
naturally
the.
put into
Go
it.
ahead.
No, I was just saying, unless they're naturally part of the story, like Starfield,
Sure.
interesting
Can I
mix
ask
of
one
woke and
thing on
sort
that?
of conservative values with all the guns and stuff, but not going to go too
So
deep.
it kind of fits along with what Hydra was saying as well, where he's saying like this is artificially injected, and then I forget the term that you just used, but it sounds like you're both seeing this as like not a legitimate way. But I don't know if the actual like heads of the companies are saying like, yeah, I believe that you will get me this uncancelable product, that if I go along with you, like this is what the kids want. What a part about that makes that artificial. If it's like the company is literally trying to make the most money, they see this as the most widespread way of
If
That
they're
is
also
a-
worried
that-
about getting that
I would-
ESG score up, which does seem to be the case in some small sort of instances here and there, you
Driven by
hear people
finance,
talking about the sort of the Blizzard controversy is one really good example of that. That's why I saw this one article sort of pushing for I believe it was EA to have more progressive elements to get that score up so they can get the finance in case they have a sexual. That article is really lame overall.
Right. So,
But, you know, yeah, capitalism. Okay.
If I may answer Gray's question, I would say.
No, you may not.
Okay. There we go. That's it. Issue is sealed. Everyone, we have figured out all of the.
Thank you for everyone joining. Good night.
No. Thinkers over. But yeah,
no more thinking needed.
If I think I would respond by saying, like, I've previously explained that I big corp will pursue kind of the optimal math route, while small devs will pursue the artful route. My problem is not with the whole, we are going to hire consultants to like kind of optimize for the biggest possible, to make our net as large as possible and catch as much fish as we can. And my issue is with all the just comically evil behavior perpetuated by how they decide to go about this. Like if all these companies did is really just talk about, hey, listen, this is what some people would like in the game, this is what others would not like, and provide this information, this guidance, I would have zero problem with it. My issue is how they decide to, quote unquote, provide the guidance and the methods they use and the motivation they are driven by.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Do you also market when they get notes, but it's not from like a consulting company? So like if they don't like the ending of it, like say just the game develop the actual like I guess you'd call it like director or something. If they correct the writers and say, no, I don't want this, like, would that then be artificial because it's not the original vision of the artist? Or
no, not at all. No, artificiality doesn't come from like anybody just like there being alterations in the original vision of the artist. That doesn't make it artificial, because that would make any revision to any ending done by anyone but the original artist.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
It's like, it depends.
No,
endings are the ones that get changed the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on what, like, where in the process the consultation is happening. So if it's in the like planning phase and you are working with different people, like a producer, the writer, the director, all these people are working together in order to come up with the best story, and they're one group self-censoring, or that kind of stuff, or gathering data for the best game that they can, and they're making the game from that point forward, that's great. If a producer or like an executive producer comes in at the 11th hour and says, it's got to be my way or the highway, you got to make this change, that's the kind of stuff I'm against. If a consulting firm comes in and says, you got to change this because I don't like the way this looks, I'm against
we
that.
only hear about the negative aspects of changes. We don't hear about, a studio came in and told the director to do this, and he did it, and now the film's made $3 billion. And
Ghost of Tsushima, I believe Andrew brought it up, where consulting has gone incredibly well.
But that sounds like it was done in the planning phase. That's what I'm talking about. Charles is talking about the time when a executive producer came in at the 11th hour and actually helped contribute to a game's success. Or
I believe that could be due to the fact that the hindsight in 2020, them realizing that the original may not have been as optimal, as good, they might have been less likely to reveal it. Or I don't know, it could be. I'm just, I don't know for sure, but I have ideas like that might have been, they might not fancy revealing that the original idea wouldn't have been so successful. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking if in today's market, we should just have more transparency. Okay,
agreed.
Sort of a pipeline to transparency, so people won't just speculate on who worked on what here and there, so they can't come up with
whose business is it? What people are contributing from step one?
It's not about whose business it is. I'm just saying transparency, so people can't spin these wild theories. We'll know what product we're buying.
Just because you spin wild theories doesn't make you entitled to every step of the process. That's insane.
Okay, I agree. Okay,
but why would you bring it up if you agree?
Because I think that would debunk a lot of this fake misinformation that's out there. Transparency.
I believe
you don't have anything to hide, so what are you trying to hide?
They're not. I agree. They're not entitled.
I got the misunderstanding. I figured this out, guys. So Charles is saying essentially, listen, just because people are running around with crazy ideas how the moon landing was fake, doesn't mean that NASA suddenly has to reveal everything they ever did in the past and how exactly they do all of their missions.
Right.
Whereas Vincent is saying that, hey, if they released more information about how they exactly they done it, maybe these crazy theories wouldn't be around. But then, of course, there is the situation that the original moon landing
rationalize it from behind.
But it's
like a lot of people are trying to explain it afterwards, and people are like, "No, we don't believe it. You could have told us this up front, but it seems like you've been hiding all these places, all these consulting firms." And I'm just saying.
Does this mean that you have an issue with post hoc rationalizations on stories?
It could depend on the context. Okay.
So
because a lot of these they're hand waving away an explanation. That's what I mean. Like this was our rationale. This is the rationale we have now on this subject. So we'll just go forward with that.
That could, in theory, that could have always been the case, but it definitely seems like a post rationale now in the moment. Okay, responding to a controversy. If you can get ahead of something and explain something beforehand, always better optically. Okay, it makes you seem more honest, even if you're not.
Buy the product or don't.
Vote with your wallet. Yes, very effective, by the way.
But you make more money complaining about it on Twitter and YouTube.
Yes.
True.
Yeah, so
it is.
Good, very good.
I'm sorry,
point.
Hydra. So, but by Vince's logic, how much effort are we supposed to put in proving that the Earth is a globe?
Yeah, I know. We are walking
live stream.
That means
is Charles Strawman and me okay?
No. He's asking.
That seems to be a pretty accurate depiction of what you're saying.
Oh God, I'm saying for transparency, for marketing's sake, you can still.
But so flat Earth,
kind of addressing
I want to know what NASA does to prove that the Earth is round.
Yeah, it does seem very much along those same lines. But so CATREW, you were saying that like if they were in there early, or if the producer or whoever is going to change the story was in there early, that would kind of change it. It's just because it's kind of the last minute thing. Did I get that
I can't
incorrect?
speak for everyone, but for me, that it would make a big deal.
So then are you okay with some of these changes that like Sweet Baby is doing? Because the accusation, and Dev interviewed one developer. He should have done dev on dev, but he did not. But they're one of the developers, and they were claiming that Sweet Baby Inc. came in during the writing process, and then they essentially got the head writer gig, and they had to approve everything. So that would have been like at the beginning of the process. That wouldn't have been like last minute revisions or anything like that.
What is it? Let's take
I've been corrected.
It's a turtle. What is it? Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League as an example. I think that artistically, it isn't a problem, right? Because they did come in as like lead writers. They worked they worked very integrally with the company from the beginning. The problem with that, so that aspect isn't an issue with that game. What is for me an issue is twofold. One, I think that the game is just garbage. I think that the live service aspect is garbage. I think that so there's lots of other reasons why it is a problem.
Yeah.
So you're against shark person representation.
Who's queer now?
I have a question.
I'm against shark people. Like, no, I am against the Green Lantern, right?
That's amphibious.
Like right. I'm against that story development. I think that Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League is horrible for all the elements that that we go head to head with. I think that it's bad continuity wise. I think it's bad like how it treats the story. I think it's bad on all these little like world building aspects.
In addition, some people even have issues with turning Poison Ivy into a loli. I'm sure there's people have major issues with that, given some of the Final Fantasy discourse.
I just hate the artwork for King Shark.
I agree. I actually have a big question though, and it actually segues into another subject. Because how can we apply these writing criticisms to Madam Web? Because apparently there was a bunch of studio malfeasance happening in that film as well. That could have been due to consulting. Who knows?
So that's kind of the thing. Like, do you think consultants are in every industry? So, like, they're definitely in the literary world. Apparently, they are now.
There's no way that they aren't in almost every industry, because it's almost a necessary thing to have when, like, let's say you're a bunch of, let's say, for example, you're a foreign actor trying to make a game. Foreign actor just being people that aren't in the U.S. And they don't understand the culture in which, let's say, they're trying to make a Chicago simulator, and they want to go out and find out, okay, we need people from Chicago so we can know what's going on here. Of course, there's a consulting firm that's able to achieve that for them, and it would be cheaper than moving everyone to the U.S. to spend like a month there and see what's going on there. Does that make sense?
I think instead of actually advocating for no consultants to be in the industry. We should just try to find better consultants, like Wheel of Time. I know everyone's a big fan of the books and TV show here, but
Yep.
they sort of
TV show.
out,
you take that back.
I don't know if
so that's a really bad example because they literally had Brandon Sanderson, the dude who is kind of the resident expert aside from Harriet McDougal. Yeah, they did not want to listen to any of his notes at all. Instead, Rafe Judkins, who, hey, he's going to adapt a new one now. Good for him. But I believe
that is a good example because they didn't use the consultant who worked on the original books. It's just like
he didn't just work on it; he finished them. He knew he actually got to be the one who completed it. I'm just saying, like, he's not just some guy who worked on it.
Yeah, he co-wrote a couple of them and finished up the series. Okay, sorry to.
But hey, he's now the showrunner for guys, Not a War, right?
Let Charles speak.
No, they're in a thing. It's fine. I got it.
No, we can see on your face. You're sometimes a great pain trying
you
to.
Can't, no, looking at the face.
Stop reading.
Charles, just pull a Hydra and tell people to shut the fuck up.
I think Charles should start just making faces just to mess with you people from now on. Okay, yeah.
We need some Charles emojis in the chat.
Yeah.
So, Gray, I don't know if this is along the same lines of what you consider consultants, but I don't know what I could legally talk about. As somebody who's had not exactly consulting, but I've sold something to fit a situation.
Did you recognize it in the end?
Sort of. The fact that I knew what it was, and it's a bastardized, down the stream thing, but I was able to. They came to me with a thing. Hi, we have a situation, and we realize you have material based on situation. We would like to give you money. You can't use it for a certain amount of time, and you can't sue us for stealing.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So
that's pretty awesome.
I signed a disclaimer, so I don't know how much I can.
Yeah, so you can't talk about it.
Yeah, don't get yourself in trouble.
I have a friend.
I don't know.
So, like, would that be like so? If they're willing to do that with something like that, I'm sure they probably have consultants.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got like plenty of consultants too. But sorry, go right ahead. I didn't mean to speak over you, Dorcas.
I don't know specifically how Sweet Baby Inc. advertised its consulting expertise, but it seems to me that there is a fair difference between, say, hiring an expert on antiquity or like ancient Egyptian religious practices specifically for the purposes of a video game and hiring a consultant company to tell you how to be more sensitive to current political topics.
Yeah, I just think they're probably like snake oil salesmen, and their whole pitch is like, I will make your product uncancelable. This is what the kids want today. And they probably have something to back that up on top of
they probably have mechanisms to enforce it. Like in the literary industry, there's a couple of examples of someone who's did a few things wrong here and there and got completely slammed for it. Okay. It doesn't, some of the criticisms don't even really make sense.
I'll say.
I believe the reason why these are so widespread in the industry is because they genuinely have passed good cred. They can do good things. They can help your product in a lot of ways. But over time, the fact that they have been accepted and part of this industry and even guaranteed to be hired, seemingly in a lot of places, has led to relaxed standards, maybe, and that's how we ended up here. But there seems to be indeed these things would not be everywhere if they could not point to some part of them being useful.
Question.
So Calvin has an interesting question. Sorry for interrupting you, Vimo. But
which one
is so hiring a guy to play Moneyball with your game is different from hiring a no controversy firm? Is it? Like from a financial standpoint?
Well, sometimes you can take a risk. Okay, there's plenty of stories of like sports teams doing something different because they're falling behind. Okay, I don't disagree with trying something different if you're sort of failing in the sort of market that you're in. Sports, your team loses a lot. There's many movies on that. Major League.
What about trying to stay ahead of the curve or being on the cutting edge? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
but will it really keep you?
I hear what you're saying, but like, so it's only okay if you're behind to do something. Like, I don't know.
No,
sometimes you just
perfectly fine to do it, but you will suffer from the consequences. And especially if you have something like this, like, frankly, a lot of these people probably going back into the Wayback page. It seems like Sweet Machine? Baby Inc. did not actually pick up traction until, guess what? BML.
This year?
Originally, the website actually had a whole little post. It was basically Kim talking about trying to monopolize about marginalized people and the black people. If you can take a look at the Wayback Machine, and she even had hashtag BML in her thing.
BLM.
And just hashtag
Black Matters.
It's not
okay.
Major League Baseball, but
thank you, Andrew.
Yes, if you take a look at the Wayback Machine, up until about February 22nd is the last time that got replaced with what everyone was looking at. That apparently has gotten replaced again. But yeah, she definitely tied it to Black Lives Matter during the George Floyd protest. And a lot of this stuff, I think, paralleled the Me Too movement in Hollywood with Gamergate to a certain extent. I mean, it was definitely.
I don't know why I just raised my hand. None of you can see me.
Your statue.
Hold on. I do have a question, and I do have to go in a second.
After you. So, BMO, please go.
Okay, so I'm not a voice actor. I'm not an actor. I've never been a part of any acting union, but I would assume that a lot of these consulting companies get brought in via unions and union contracts.
That's why
so wouldn't that be the inherent issue right there of just negotiating better contracts or maybe hiring a better firm for said contract? Sweet Baby Inc. is in the limelight right now, but there's a bunch of other consulting firms that probably do the exact same thing.
Yes, there's that example of the Night at the Woods guy's sister who took the money from that to create a console firm. And there's Black Girl Gamers.
Oh my God.
I keep doing it wrong. Black Girl Gamers who when
Vincent,
I went over it with someone.
Guest, sir.
Oh, special guest on the move. What are your thoughts?
What are we talking about? We're still talking about Sweet Baby Inc. I know that's the major thing. Can you guys hear me okay?
Sort of.
Yeah, you sound a little like Allie, actually.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. I like that idea. I'll just listen. I was gonna be in chat, but I was like, you know what? I can join on my mobile and
just
pretend
don't ever switch your window. It'll kick you out.
Yeah. I'm not touching nothing, man.
Oh, I just saw something fucking hilarious in chat. The previous misspeak we had, instead of BLM saying BML, Black Matter Lives was an
I'm hungry, okay?
And advocate
I am hungry. That's probably why that Freudian slip went out.
I want to
but I have to get going. It's almost time for work for me. So it's time for me to go. But I definitely I'll be listening still. I just I like you guys to ruminate on that. Like, what can we do to change that in terms of, it's obviously something that happens in the union contracts. So what would the suggestion be? Because I've never worked with those things before.
Unions don't do it.
I'm not sure that necessarily is in the union, but that is an interesting point.
I mean,
ruminate.
Presumably, it would be a different union than SAG, right? Because SAG is for actors.
Yeah, there's for writing.
Yeah, it'd be the screenwriting, but even then, I don't know that. I mean, they might be a part of the union, and that would require them to get a credit. But
right, and that's my friend. Their experience is the people were going around the writing credit and who to avoid specific
beep.
Don't attack me like this.
Yeah.
You get him, Charles.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get myself sued. So yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
yeah,
mean,
don't get yourself
it's a
sued.
good theory, BMO. Okay, it's just hard to say. I think, given the evidence of Sweet Baby Inc., they probably have a provisional contract with a lot of these places, but who knows how much they're involved in them. You know, just a we have them on retainer, okay? But even that is just a theory, you know.
Well, like we brought up sensitivity training, or not training, but people that like they'll mediate for the sake of sensitivity. I've seen at least I've heard about contracts that require people like that to be on staff to make sure that there's no problems. So that's what I'm imagining this could be. We need these people here on the dollar so that we can make sure we're not going to be canceled, or we need to make sure that we have one person that's going to fit a certain mold, if that makes sense.
I think that is what's going on, but
with a lawyer probably, okay?
I
am speaking from complete naivete, by the way. Yeah, exactly.
They try to also work towards being relevant.
I'm speaking from complete naivete. I don't know. I have never worked with these contracts.
From what I hear with the literary world, it's at the actual publishing company's level. It's like it's not necessarily like a union thing, but yeah, I don't know.
All right, I gotta go. So you guys have a great rest of your stream and your days. Everyone in chat that I couldn't see, I hope you have a good one.
Thank you for being here.
See you, sir.
Yes, I'll be here all stream next week though, so I'll have freedom.
Bye to the BO. I mean BMO.
Yes, not BO. I heard you.
That is going to
BML. That's me. All right, see you guys later.
Toodles.
And I'm gonna take this as an opportunity to bow out as well, because unfortunately I ran out of time.
No, we lost our Hail Hydra time, so Hail Hydra, everyone.
You can hear me in my absence, and I'll be hopefully back for next week. No promises though. Thank you so much for having me. Hopefully I made the stream for as long as I was here better rather than worse, and see you guys next time.
Toodles.
Peace out.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Hail Hydra.
And then there were 6?
6, a good amount. Okay, it fits very nicely on screen.
Yeah.
It's like 5.5 because my head hurts.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Well,
I don't have a brain, so it's 5, 4.
Yeah, it didn't really work. Yeah, it was 5 already. Yeah.
Gray, you were muted.
Daisy
Vince said he was hungry, so does he really count as a person?
Did you see the message that we got, by the way?
Yeah,
from
J
Mac.
Got a donation from Big Mac. Yeah. Okay.
Here, I'll bring
Plenty
it up
of
again.
games get made. Lefty messaging. No one bats an eye. It might get memed on. Ultimately, it's fine. Night in the Woods, Celeste, etc. The problem is always when established IP gets co-opted by a political ideology.
Yeah. Thanks, J-Mac.
He probably
Jay, and I also appreciate the shout out on Twitter. Where he was just like, "There's good people in the Stitch and Adam community," and then I was one of those, and really appreciate that.
Awesome.
Well,
That's
they
really
can't be talking about me. That's
no, nobody ever talks about you.
Good.
Yeah, well, no, you're he who cannot be.
I am the heretic. I made a video going against the Daring Duo. So
you're making yourself a martyr while you're at it.
Yeah. Cincinnati community keeps me so austed. It's because I'm a white male, probably, and Stitch is a man of color, a person of shadow.
I love the way you just refuse to call him Stitch. You won't call him Stitch. So is that it? Are you done with Sweet Baby Inc? Only 1 hour and a half.
Definitely not done. Do we want to get into the other?
There's more drama here.
Too much drama, in fact, which we will probably disagree on.
Okay, so let me just share this tab. It said, yeah, there we go. Okay, so pull it back. So there was Ackman drama. And we're gonna watch an Ackman video.
Versus
and we can
with Az.
The Ackman versus Heels versus Babyface. Who will come out victorious?
I tend to be on Az's side, just as a
I don't know
rule.
why this is his beginning frame.
I tend to be against Az on general principle.
I like to freeze. Giddy up.
All right, here we go.
I'm not supposed to be turned on right now.
All right, what's up, everybody? This video is going to be posted on Twitter. It's going to be the evidence I talked about in regards to the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff. If you're in the loop on that, great. If not, long story short, I made a tweet about Sweet Baby Inc. looking into it, and it has reignited the discourse around Starfield. So let's start with this. This account made this tweet, how it started versus how it's going. You know, kind of clowning on me a little bit, and I'm like, I don't recall hearing about Sweet Baby Inc. when all that Starfield discourse was going down, so I've only learned of this company's existence in the last week or so. By the way, it turns out Starfield has no connection with Sweet Baby Inc. as far as we know. My offer to Az is still open if he changes his mind and wants to talk with me, public or private. So here's what Az says. We had an opportunity to speak. I lost interest when you were talking out of both sides of your mouth. One side saying you wanted to talk and we were trying to arrange a time. The other side making more videos shitting on me for views as you were just another content engagement farmer. You showed me who you were, someone not worth the time of day. Okay. This kind of upsets me because content engagement farmer. Meanwhile, yesterday you made a 13-minute video based off of 2 tweets I made.
See,
who's farming?
I think Az said
okay,
the same
that's
thing
so bad.
Yeah.
That's so bad. No, me and Vincent
I know.
went round and round on that point. Wait,
videos.
Hold on.
That man only made 1 video.
No.
That's true, but
he kept being critical of just going back to the here we go, back to the tweet, right? So Az's point here is that there is some kind of hypocrisy going on, or he's doing 2 contradictory things. He's on one side, you're talking, you want to have a conversation. On the other side, you're making more videos shitting on me.
But the more videos would be indicating more than 1 video. I just want to clarify that. That's a misstatement by Az here. Go on, Andrew.
So the point is that there are 2 behaviors. Okay, I thought that there were more. Is there really just 1? Did he not make multiple videos on the topic?
1 with Az. He's talked about Starfield, but there's only 1 that he really talks about Az.
I think the existence of 1 video is enough.
No, because that's the point, though. Is that okay? That
for me it is.
Well, no. The point.
Of course it would. Get
it.
No. With the Ackman, what he's pointing out here, though. Okay. Well, he needs to attack that point that there weren't other videos. 1. Second, the point that Az is making here is that there are 2 different behaviors. And he's making a deductive reasoning to come to a conclusion. He's saying that you've got, or rather, well, no, it's more like inductive, right? You've got this behavior where you're like, if we equate it to using fire, right? You're trying to walk across this bridge to have this conversation while you're also burning it down with your content. Right, so it seems like you're not really interested.
And as Faithful says, but as Faithful also says, it's about shedding on him on Twitter as well. So yes, there's engagement forming on the videos, but it seemed like he was on him on Twitter as well. So that I count that as well. That's part of the burning the bridge metaphor you're talking about.
Right.
So the point I just don't know why he's so serious about it. But that's
the videos. It may not be videos. I could have sworn that there was, but the point is that he was having these 2 dichotomous behaviors, right? And so it seemed like he was being a content engagement farmer. And then right down here, or right afterwards, the Act Man, he makes the claim that he focuses on the making videos shitting on someone, and comes to the same conclusion because of the first claim not being the case. As his behavior is in line with itself. He is saying, no, I'm not going to talk to you. I am going to make videos. So that isn't under Az's conception of what a content farmer is. The definition he has basically put forth here, it would mean that Az isn't a content farmer because he's not trying to have a conversation. He's shutting down a conversation. He's saying no. So the fact that the Act Man right here afterwards, here, when he says
this kind of upsets me because content engagement farmer. Meanwhile, yesterday you made a 13-minute video based off of
right, but that wasn't the point, right? The point was you're doing both of those things. You're trying to walk across the bridge and burn it down at the same time. You want to have your cake and eat it too. Those two things are what make the Act Man a content engagement farmer under Az's conception.
Yeah.
Right. So
from his point of view and how he's framing it, correct.
Right. If he wants to make the argument that Az is a content engagement farmer, he needs to use a different metric. He needs to use a different argument because this framing right here is really foolish.
2 tweets I made.
I think you're thinking about it a lot more than most people in the audiences anyway.
Charles,
I hate this argument in general, but Charles is completely correct with his take.
No,
what? I've been saying like 50 minutes.
You can communicate visually, and your visual communication was just
your faces
are showing off his cable holder, man.
Exactly.
And now I needs me a Batman cable holder. That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's very supportive.
Awesome.
Okay, very supportive of Batman. That is who we should root for here.
Oh,
I like turtles.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Who's farming? You say I'm content and engagement farming, but I made one video on the topic in which you are not the sole focus of it, and I didn't use your face or name in the title or thumbnail. Not much of a farm, is it? So look, man, you got your reasons for not wanting to talk to me after all this. I understand. What I don't get is why you're continuing to fan the flames and farm me for content if that's what you're calling me out for doing.
Listen, farmers are valued by politicians.
Right? No, this is this right here is a much see, I feel like he should have led with this and not said the thing that he said first, where he said, you made a video yesterday. So who's the content farmer? He should have led with this. He should have said, he should have cut that out, that phrase, and just gone straight to I made one video, you're making multiple videos. That is a way better argument. That is a way better argument.
It sounds so silly when you're talking about okay.
Yeah, but not everyone. I think he's just thinking he's trying to explain. This is just I think he's trying to explain this, and his wording definitely isn't the best, in the optics of this is never great with the Act Man. Oh God, he's so bad with optics.
A person of the anti-heel versus babyface persuasion might want to bring up that this same exact thing virtually happened with the Robin Hood director, in which the Robin Hood director had said he was reaching out to YouTubers to talk to them. And heel versus babyface had been communicating with him regarding speaking, and then
I'm glad Mr. H Reviews talked to him. That was very illuminating.
Had made a video about Disparu, at which point heel versus babyface called off the conversation and said more or less the same exact things he's saying here.
Right. Now, the Ackman, though, I mean, he does have a point, but it still may not reach the same, what is it? It may not reach the same, or what is it?
It might not come across well to Az's audience.
Yeah, he may reformulate his argument for, like, okay, so I was wrong about the multiple videos, but you were still,
I mean, Kitteh's point definitely is valid here. He did
on Twitter.
He did do multiple Twitter posts by.
Yeah, and so as may have made the assumption that
Paul Hassan
may have made the assumption that Ackman was making videos because he was being on Twitter. You know, he definitely. I mean, it does seem like Az jumped to conclusions. I could have sworn there were multiple videos, but
not that I'm aware of. But
yeah, no,
I'm mixed on that, man.
Anyways, but yeah, here we go.
Posting this video to Twitter, man. I'm gonna make all of $3 if I'm lucky. I don't have plans to make a video on Sweet Baby Inc. or you. So if that's what we're going to do, I'm at least going to share the DMs between me and the third party, which show.
Okay, so I guess that's the point of posting this on Twitter and not YouTube. Is that the point is that he wants to respond in a video fashion, like laying all this out, but he specifically is not wanting to put it on his YouTube channel. I think that he's incentivized to do that because of what Az has done. I think that if Az hadn't phrased it exactly that way, I think that the Ackman would have put this up on his channel. I don't think this is like
I don't even know if he would have. This is also directed towards Az and the audience who's been telling him to apologize to Az, which is insane to me. Okay,
sure, yeah.
Like a certain V who had a whole video on that. Okay, there is definitely some circumstantial thing. A lot of people like V have been sort of making this sort of argument. I'm like, he did a video saying the Ackman should apologize to Az. Okay, I don't.
I remember. I saw that. So I haven't watched it, but I remember the Ackman owes Az an apology. I remember that.
Yeah.
Ackman owes an apology to Tommy C over Tommy C, but let me not a few other people. But go on.
Yeah.
I continuously reached out with good intentions. We could have talked on a live stream on your channel. I think a lot of people would have tuned into that.
I think that without I would want to hear
farming.
Yeah. No, I think that depending on his behavior, right? I think that if this is all in, now I'm a little skeptical of Az. If this is all in Az's head, then I think that Ackman really has a point here. But if Az was seeing him behaving badly on Twitter, continuously calling out Az's behavior, then I think that even if the sentiment is the same, even if the claim of him being a content farmer is not accurate. The not wanting to engage with the person. Just like with Dorcas saying before, where he has had this experience where he reaches out to people and then they claim.
And let me actually give Az some credit. Ackman tends to be very flippant, very sarcastic towards people on his Twitter from what I've seen. It's caused a lot of miscommunication. So I can understand. I think he was just trying to be funny with all that stuff with Az and stuff, being a little bit memey, but didn't recognize how Az would take it as so personally, because he has a different philosophy about this. And it's a little weird in a lot of different ways, especially because of the quantum TV stuff that's going to come up.
Is all drama that people aren't directly invested in, is it always this cringy? Because I don't realize it until
you're right.
Drama myself.
When people say it out loud, you're like, oh my God, what are we talking about? What are we spending our energy talking about? Like, if he said this and he did this, I feel like I'm in high school. It's quite.
I'm not criticizing. I've been a part of it myself. It's just when you take a step away from the situation.
Same.
Wow, this is
well, I mean,
you're like, oh God,
that, I'm all about that drama. What is it? I've been focusing lately, and it seems like this is just the direction my channel's going, but focusing on the drama between people of the 17th and 18th century.
It gets clicked.
Well, I have an interest in communications, so and it's a very niche topic. I take a different approach to sort of analyzing these dramas, but it's really interesting to see how different people react to different reactions, even to me myself. So
I'm not a farmer. You're a farmer.
Yeah.
It's rather meaningless. Okay, I don't think this is a good point to bring up for either party.
Oh, hey.
Probably would have gotten a lot of views, donations, and ad revenue, and we could have squashed the beef in front of everyone. And it's funny because something similar is happening right now with me and another creator, Tommy C, someone who's arguably criticized me harder than anybody else. If you remember back when my channel got demonetized, he and I had some beef. It was pretty bad. So if me and Tommy can hop on a live stream and hash this shit out, then you and I could have.
I really don't like the way the man sounds.
The Starfield hot takes video was posted on September 13th. Now, Az had posted other videos about Starfield discourse. We were both at the center of that. So yeah, of course, we're going to make content. We're YouTubers. That's what we do. I have no issues with him criticizing me in this video. I might disagree with the things that he said, but the fact that he made this video at all, I have no problems with. So this video was posted September 4th. This one's September 8th. So all the DMs I'm going to show you are between me and Mauler. I don't want nobody giving Mauler shit for this. He did his best to try and mediate a conversation. He was in an awkward position. Nobody give Mauler shit, okay? So here are the DMs with Mauler. I say, some people in my Twitch chat were telling me I should ask you to set up a discussion with Az and have you be a moderator. What do you think about that? September 6th. Just pay attention to the dates and times. Mauler says, I'm super unfamiliar with the game. I don't think Az is going to be interested. He's just carrying on doing his thing. Not much of a fan of any of the viral posts about him, being that there's so much missing context about his views on the whole thing. Great. Let's talk, and you can provide that context to me directly. Was there something specific you wanted to talk to him about?
Didn't Mauler do that with YMS?
Could do well for our channels and bridge a gap, so to speak. You make your videos, I make my video.
He may talk
then we can come together, talk about it on your channel, my channel, and have an interesting conversation.
Yeah, he didn't do it himself. Other people
squash the beef. Shake hands.
Yeah,
move on.
other people shared the
DMs. You can pose
DMs.
the idea to him and see what he says.
I love the long man.
Well, I'm not the type of person to hold grudges or hate someone just because I disagree with them. I'm sure we wouldn't just talk about the game, but the concepts of woke culture and media too. I wouldn't necessarily want to treat it as a debate. So at this point in time, I don't want the conversation between me and Az to be treated as like, okay, I'm right, you're wrong. Let's fucking go. I think there's too much bad blood at this point. He doesn't believe you made those tweets in the interest of understanding the situation, but rather for engagement. He's not interested, and I don't think he will be convinced otherwise. He felt very supportive of you and a lot of what you had to go through, like the demonetization. So obviously this has created a very sour impression. Understandable. Then let's talk private, just the three of us. Private conversation, not about content.
Okay.
Go ahead. What?
I hate to actually do this, but this almost seems like what Keffels did with H3 recently, okay? I just want to point that out. That wasn't a direct parallel, but she brought up the fact that H3 was very supportive during the whole cancel Kiwi Farms or whatever, kicking Kiwi Farms, and used that as a sort of point in her favor. This is private DMs, and you're going through a third-party mediator. But I trust Mauler to communicate these ideas rather cleanly, because that's generally what he does. But yeah, I just wanted to point out this sort of behavior seems a little bit odd. I can understand it from Az, but I really hate the people who like, oh, I was supportive of you, so you can't criticize me. It seems a little bit weird.
What does the H3 thing have to do with this?
Oh, H3.
I'm doing a parallel. Sorry, a lot of people are going to be missing the context.
H3 had
I know,
a big lawsuit with the fair use and such. I think that's the parallel that
No, but talking about the Kiwi Farms thing.
Yes, Kiwi Farms. H3H3 brought Keffels on, and then when H3H3 criticized Vosh for the lolly stuff, Keffels sort of went on the attack against them and be like, "What? How dare you misrepresent my views?" I'm just getting sick of. Maybe I'm overreacting to people saying
just don't see the connection other than somebody's not on the same side as somebody else. But I don't know. I guess I don't see the connection.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just finding this sort of thing. I was supportive of you, so I just don't like this line of reasoning. But fair enough. If no one,
I mean, the I don't think that he's entitled to good behavior and such, but perhaps he's just speaking about emotionally. Like, you feel like you have reason to give somebody good, to be charitable and have goodwill towards someone, and then they act badly towards you, and you're like, wow, I mean, where's this coming from? I don't get it, kind of thing. Like if you have a friend and you're like having a stream and they're being nice, and then they throw you into the bus and it doesn't feel good.
I have no
but were they actually friends? I mean, he was supportive of him. I mean, it feels like a betrayal. They were both against the woke thing, and he started making fun of him.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's a feelings thing. It's not like it was. I mean, if they're your friend, then there is some like entitlement, I would say, towards good behavior. They're your friend.
I don't think they're actually friends. Well, of course they're not friends.
Not friends.
They're not in
but that's the thing. They're not friends. But I would just simply meant that, like, talking about the feelings part of it.
Yeah, completely understand it. I only brought up the Keffels thing because I track similar things. It's not really anything too relevant. It's just weird. Okay, continue.
Okay.
Let's just try to understand each other. I made those tweets because I didn't understand what he was saying. And because it's the internet. We're public figures. You goof and gaff on me, I do the same. He doesn't strike me as a shy man. What could be the harm in a private conversation? I very much appreciate that he was supportive of my situation back then. I will always have a certain level of respect for people that did. Tell him that's why I'm reaching out. This is still true. I still have a certain amount of respect for Az for having my back in my darkest time. It might create more drama to tag Az in a public tweet, and I have no other way to contact him, so I'd like to settle this bad blood if possible. I understand if it puts you in an awkward middleman situation. I've spoken with Az, and he said he is happy to have a private chat with us. The idea of no audience and just us to figure out the miscommunications, differences in a call will hopefully have some good outcomes. Only he's gotten a fever, and I think has the flu right now, so might need like a week before setting this up. Do you want to let me know what kind of availability you have? Sounds good. Let him know that I do have a video about Starfield hot takes going up. It's a bit late for me to unpull the trigger, and it is mostly for content purposes. As he made a couple videos on this subject, I hope he understands. There are more important things than our squabble disagreement on this subject. He stuck up for me in my darkest hour, so I want to make sure he knows he has an ally should his channel ever face any unfair demonetization of videos, or God forbid his channel gets terminated. That's what I was going to say. So at this point, you might be asking the question, well, if you were trying to mend the bridge, why did you post the video? There's a few reasons. Number one, this Twitter exchange took place over a week, and I had no indication until I finished the video that Az was down to talk to me. This is pretty bad timing. I just spend 30, 35, 40 hours on a video. What am I going to do? Just scrap it? Reason I posted it, I didn't think it would hurt his feelings, honestly. In fact, I made a concentrated effort to make the video not just about him. I included a bunch of different Starfield hot takes. He seemed like the type of guy who could take criticism, roll with the punches, and laugh at himself a bit. I respected that. I'll be available until the 16th. I'll be leaving to go visit someone. As he made a couple videos on the subject, I hope he understands. We're content creators. We make videos. We're both involved in this. I don't have any problems with him making videos about it.
So at this point, I would like to, I mean, while I think it is, what is it? Like, what is it? He could delay it. He could add in something on top of it. He could say, he could have a preface, I mean, there's, what is it?
And Az could have just been ducking him for all he knows.
He could do all kinds of stuff to mitigate this.
Is that what he should should do in this case?
This seems driven by content.
Well, no, it depends. No, it depends on how much value he has in the conversation. If he doesn't care, right?
He started talking about donations and ad rev from streams. So
yes, he has content brain. This is how this really shows how someone like the Ackman treats content on YouTube. It's a job to him. He thinks he can sort of go back and forth with other creators all willy-nilly, and people won't take it personally.
But you can't have relationships like this. If this is your business, like you can't play both sides.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I feel like I'm going to agree with Charles, but can you reiterate that? That sounds like a good point.
Yeah. I think you could say it more eloquently than I could recap it, Charles. But
no, false.
Recap.
Go ahead.
Fake news. Fake news.
TLDR.
Well, I guess I'm relating it back to myself. And when I first started talking to Charles, I had one thing that like we had already recorded, and it's like, shit. Well, we talk shit on you like one more time. It's like this long. Sorry. I don't know. I kind of see both sides of the coin, but if you're saying that like if you then start a friendship, like you basically have an obligation, dude, I'm sorry. I did talk shit on you one more time after I think we were talking, we're like friends. So I'm sorry, man. I don't know. It depends, like when did he create this content? Like, is it like a business where he has like a streamlined process and has like 5 videos in the works? Maybe he filmed it like 2 weeks ago. Like, this seems like a, when did the Starfield thing happen? And this is out now.
Yeah,
fair enough. I don't know. Me and Patrick talked about it. We were like, I think we should release this episode. So I don't know. Like,
First of all, I don't. All right, so I don't blame you, Gray, and I have a little bit of a different approach to thing. I understand. Speaking publicly, and I mean, just last night, Cody fought with me about my video about film critics.
I'm sorry for making that happen as well. No, it's based off my comment. So, I owe you more apologies.
It's all for show. Like he understands, I understand. Some people don't. That's fine. But like I gave you full credit for the countdown thing. Like I get it. It's absolutely fine. And plus, we spoken for a week at that point. So
this seems like the Ackman thinks that Az treats this the same way. Wouldn't you say?
As what?
There's super chats.
Oh
yeah, thank you for the super chats.
Oh shit! There's another awesome super chat.
I'm 30 minutes. Slug. I'm 30 minutes behind. But here's the question: are there any political, cultural ideas which should be criticized for being promoted in a creative work, or should they all simply accept and your vote with your dollar?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm unique in this, but that's kind of where I've fallen. It is literally just the vote with your dollar. Like, I don't know if they want to use these consultation firms, if they want to do whatever form of representation, like, cool. If it's not a good story, I'm not going to support it.
But if we go,
I don't know. I could.
But if we go to the extreme, right? Which is we understand that. But if we go like, okay, fine, there's some Nazi consultation firm. It's like we will bring purity to your creative work. we will. So like, but then again, my reaction I think would be the same in that, oh, you want to do that? Cool. Not going to pay for your stuff. Not going to be interested in your stuff. So that's how.
Yeah, when you have a gaffe like what they did, what Sweet Baby, the consultant thing, go after the sort of Steam page, you get rightful backlash no matter what. Okay, you deserve.
Are you guys followers? I don't follow any curators or anything on Steam, but I've been thinking like, oh, I need to go and do that.
No.
I'm doing my part.
The follow-up is.
I've checked out the website. I checked out the page.
What
Vincent,
are reviewers
paid comment. This is from Stug.
Yeah. What are your what are reviewers supposed to tell you when ideas you may not like are heavily enforced in said creative work?
Unless I've misunderstood the initial question, I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. I think you can vote with your wallet and criticize. You can say, I'm not getting this game because I did not like this aspect.
Reviewers or critics?
By the way, guys, I can't see chat, so if anything comes towards me, I won't be able to. I'm literally lying on the couch with my eyes closed. So
Good plan.
Well, we'll try and be responsible with that.
You know, streaming is the hardest.
Oh, another super chat. Kitteh is the best.
Who's that?
How nice of him to give that super
it came
chat.
from Vincent.
Where?
Oh, guys, my head hurts so bad. I can't
didn't know you
look
could
at
do
anything.
super chat for 4 cents.
Listen, if it's coming through in South African rands, 4 cents is quite amazing.
Oh.
So Charles, oh no, we lost Kitteh.
Nah, she said she's
good.
gonna
That sucks. It's our channel again, I guess. But Charles brings up a good point. Like he does, Stug specifically asked, like, what are reviewers supposed to tell you? Do you guys view reviewers different than critics? Charles made kind of a good point on his kind of Stuckman-esque response.
Guys,
I don't know. Is there a difference?
That was my cat.
Your cat.
Oh, your cat.
I don't know. It could have been CATREW, but
I turn it off.
No, it wasn't me.
I sat up and Axel was on the desk.
To answer Charles's question, my perspective, I do think there is a nuanced difference between what a reviewer is and what a critic is. If you are going to do either of those things, I do think you should get the game so that you can or see the movie or what have you, so that you can give the full thing. But if you are not pretending to be either of those things, if you are just a person, a consumer, a customer, a fan who wants to make their opinion known in some way, if they want to say, this is why I'm not getting the game because I have heard these things from people I trust, you are totally fine. But if you are going to go that extra step and say, I'm going to critique it or I'm going to review it, then I do think you have a responsibility to get the thing.
Yeah.
Can I ask a weird question? So, like with movies, I do actually trust critics' opinions quite often, but when I'm looking at video games, like I don't find myself trusting the actual critics, and I do kind of look more towards the reviews. Am I alone in that?
There's more factors. It probably depends. What would you consider a reviewer opposed to a critic? I guess critics are more critical.
Yeah.
So I guess I would go like they're official. Like if they're in like those publications, I guess they're calling it a review, but I think it's more than just, like a comment under the actual place that you purchase it. I guess that would be my difference.
I think a critic should be more long form and more analytical. Something
I
a
think
bit closer
is
something a bit closer to what Mahler does, whereas a review should be a little bit more personalized, a little bit more, this was my experience with the game, and less focusing on the mechanics of it. I was going somewhere
very
with that.
different. They're not very different at all. They're quite similar. Maybe just the depth to which they go is the difference.
Well, I think that a what do you call it? A form of content that is designed that is usually longer format and also designed for you to have free knowledge of the thing, right? Is different than something that is meant to be a preview, right? So there are reviews that are like, okay, you haven't seen the movie, you're thinking about going to see the movie, so you watch my thing or read my thing, and then you make your decision based off of that, whether or not you're going to see it beforehand.
If you only watched a third of it, is that fair?
Right?
Like, say 3 episodes.
Well, no. But that is a different, completely different type of content than somebody choosing to go and watch, or like, what is it? That's a completely different type of content than somebody.
You have a fiduciary interest in covering things. You should have a complete knowledge of the thing that you are making money off of.
To the best of one's ability.
Yeah.
Sure. But what I mean though is that whether like, okay, so Mahler's content where he expects you to watch the entire thing or have knowledge on it before you watch his video, and then he goes through the whole thing and lays everything out, and it's like 4 or 5 hours long, is different than something like Chris Stuckman's, like maybe like, let's say, his older stuff.
If you need 5 hours,
you to not. Well, no, but the whole point is that he's walking through it. He's not giving a preview of something. He's not going through. But like
somebody who's taking 5 hours to critique a 90-minute film has no business doing that. Sorry, I'll just watch the film 3 times.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I hear what you're saying, but
yeah.
I love okay, so his whole point. His whole thing is that he walks through the entire film, pointing out things along the way.
Incredibly
I know,
well.
Right? So the whole point is that he goes through the whole film. He breaks down each moment, and then he has an analysis portion. Maybe that is what you'd be more interested in.
How does he feel
that's
about
much
editing?
more. That's shorter and condensed.
He doesn't have any belief in the editing system.
Well, I mean,
he does. What do you
mean?
Christ, what is it edited down from? 10 hours?
Yeah, it is, because he's giving like a blow by blow, a minute by minute,
frame by frame.
Yeah, every frame.
He literally leaves no stone unturned as best he can.
I'll say it's sort of an internet thing, you know. Someone really invested in a fandom. Like, there's plenty of long retrospectives on old video games that a lot of people will listen to and appreciate. Some of them bad, some of them good.
I love the detail, yeah.
That's stripping art out of everything that's...
Yeah, I can understand why you would have issues with it, but some people like to understand why they dislike or like things, or have that sort of a confirmation bias reinforced, no matter how you feel. This is why none of these things are done on something that's just like blah, okay? You have to reach a certain part of the brain, the part that's like, ooh, this was a good game from the past, or shit, this was bad. This is why there's like 5 million videos of The Last Jedi. People either hated it or loved it, okay?
For what it's worth, I would say Mahler is a little bit of an outlier in the amount of detail he goes into. The point of my initial statement, though, with regard to the difference between critique and review, is that critique, I think, focuses a bit more on the analytics and or the analytical nature, the building blocks of how the piece of art was made and where it works and where it fails. Yes, with the intention of hoping that future pieces of art will be improved based off of the feedback, whereas a review, I think, leans more into the shorter side, or at least can.
If you're taking a neurotic approach to every frame, you're losing track of the essence of art and subtext. Like that's absolutely insane. To judge every little thing is just nonsense.
Well, I think it's almost a really critical approach to it. Okay, it's a hyper.
What are his credentials?
He doesn't have it.
Why does he need credentials?
You don't need credentials on YouTube. Maybe you should.
No. Like,
I agree with that.
He's seen quite a few films. You know, he's got
I would argue that.
Frankly, I agree with YMS. He needs to broaden his media diet. But that's just my opinion.
What is the purpose? What is the purpose of credentials? Like fundamentally, what is the purpose of it?
To have knowledge of what you're talking about.
Right. So, but if you can demonstrate that you acquired that knowledge on your own, is that good enough?
Right. So, what are the credentials? What is he studied on his own, other than movies?
No, like he studied.
I mean,
I studied. Okay.
I would argue his work speaks for itself. When I watch his last Jedi videos, when I watch his Star Wars videos, all of his arguments seem, to me at least, to make sense and stand on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a shot at being critical at Mahler. I can only find a few places where I can find not even serious disagreement. Okay, trust me.
No, like to whatever extent he's correct or incorrect, he's correct and incorrect. Like in his own work.
Explained
He's
his
got
own
millions of people that enjoy his content. Like I'm not arguing that. He's more of a reviewer than a critic.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't hear anyone like addressing like Charles's point necessarily either, that like, yeah, but you can analyze like every single detail in something, but that is in some way missing the art that
that's what he's doing.
I mean, it's not something I would want to do. But
no, I don't think that's what he's doing, though.
He said after analyzing every single chapter.
You shouldn't take 6 hours to talk about 90 minutes. You should. That's silly.
Does it feel like gaslighting maybe to you, Charles, or?
Well, no. I think that he's I think that he's doing more than what you're suggesting, and two, he might have a higher bar for proof than you do.
For proof of what?
Like what the claims that he makes. He's not proving just one little thing. He makes lots of points in his work, or in his analysis of a film. And they do eventually come to a head on certain conclusions. Like they work together. They're not all isolated. But I mean, he's not. The point I'm trying to make is that like his analysis portion, which can be like an hour or 2 hours long, it is so long because he is meticulous in going through the evidence.
And that actually, like, just from an academic point of view,
right? That's the point. That's the whole point about why he goes.
But I agree with Charles. He leaves out some sort of artistic elements that he does not include into it, or there's some knowledge that the intent of the auteur or the crew of it that he might be missing out on with his analytical pieces. It doesn't make it any less valuable, but
I've said that he has millions of people that are fans of his. I'm not there to judge one way or another. Obviously it's working, but as far as what I look for, it just doesn't make sense. It's silly.
Well, as I said, it's probably also more of a fan pull.
You could see that it's silly to like
if you're
take that
really
long.
invested in Star Wars, he
wait,
mauls into it.
Wait, Gray, as a musician, if somebody took 20 minutes to judge a note on something that you've done, would you think that that's acceptable?
So, I mean, they might have a point, like if it's like, okay, this key is completely wrong, but if they don't know necessarily like the reason for it, I get what you're saying. It does seem awfully nitpicky. It is kind of like the forest for the trees thing, or staring at trees instead of looking at the overall artistic forest. I get what you're saying. I think, like Mahler exists for a reason. I think there's a reason why it speaks to a lot of different people. I know it's kind of helped me analyze, especially like the story kind of breakdown a whole bunch. I don't know. It's helped me kind of see a few plot holes that are in there. That being said, like I can't say I make it through every single one of his videos. I don't know. Oftentimes I'm looking for kind of more of an analysis. I'm like, okay, so what is the subtext of this? What could this shot interpretation be? I dig those a lot more, but I think that's subjective. I don't know. I like to try and figure out like why did they use this shot? Like what are they trying to say with this lens? And I think oftentimes it's really subjective.
But you like to at least watch beforehand, right? You
experience for sure.
Art, and then you want to go deeper into it. I think that we're kind of all like that. All of us are a fan of what is termed autistic detail.
Give me a second. I need to look up a thing, but I have a point.
Okay.
All right.
I think sometimes it matters,
head.
and sometimes you can completely miss the point when you go into autistic detail. You're missing the forest for the trees. Okay, there's times when
artistic or autistic.
Got it.
Autistic.
Either one.
Kind of both, but I think autistic is where they usually go.
It's a term I got from Gundam. Sorry.
Huh?
It's a Gundam.
It's a YouTuber. Sorry, we have content brain, and it's different content brain for each one of us.
So wait, I need to know what is what's the relevance of autism?
No, it's a phrase.
It's a common parlance, if you will. Just excessive detail, hyper focus.
Excessive detail that other people might not find, valuable, but the rest of us are like, I think Benjamin said like diagramming is like ASMR for Aspies, which is Asperger's syndrome. It's the same sort of idea of like some people just like going into a lot of detail because that's just the way their brains work. But it became an internet sort of term for me from It's a Gundam. Like he would say this and this and this in autistic detail.
I would say Glidus has a really, really wonderful video called Why Nobody Skips the Game of Thrones Theme. And it's about 25 minutes. Very much worth a watch. So for what it's worth, I do. I do believe that. Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry.
What do you believe?
That I'm sure that there are people who have that internet autism in the realm of music and would absolutely love hours-long videos about musicians and the notes they play and why they play those notes.
Well, those Rick Beato ones are just like amazing, and he puts on a master class. Like there are those essentially.
I love that there are people like that.
But I do take your point, Charles.
Same.
It's that kind of thing isn't for everyone, but
yeah. No, I'm being
he's definitely treating it more like an essay for sure. Like it's not like a critical analysis of the film. It's like, here's my essay on like why this doesn't work in a bunch of different ways. Usually there is some praise in a lot of them that I've seen, but I don't know. It seems a lot more like an essay, and it's kind of like, okay, here's my objective critique, but I don't know that he's necessarily saying like this is how every single person has to do it. It's his way of kind of using that. I kind of wish he would use a different term, but
he didn't. He doesn't use it. Gundam does.
He doesn't like it anymore because he doesn't feel like people are understanding what he means. He thinks that people use it both in positive and in negative in the way that Charles thinks it is, where they and I've seen other people use it this way too, that like they think that this is the correct way of viewing the film or something like that. And it's not that.
That would be kind of like a common way to interpret that.
He's had like many sections of videos, or streams, where they talk about how what they mean. What they mean is that they're trying to say that they are speaking about facts that are correct or incorrect, independent of them. So
they're not always correct or incorrect.
Well, no, that
objective implies that's the authority on the topic.
No,
that's like, not what art is.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, trust me, Mahler does not do that. I've covered someone who implies that they have the objectively correct opinion.
But if it's art, that's not true. Art is subjective. What's the ending of The Sopranos? What happened to Tony?
All I know is I hate it.
Well, what's the ending? You hate it.
It's implied. I have two interpretations, but
he's dead. He died.
Yeah.
And I'm sad. But also, like,
that's we don't see it. Objectively, we don't see anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's objectively bad.
You hear a song and
that's what death is like. Death is like that. That's the implication.
Such a metaphor.
How do you know? You've been dead?
Sometimes there's a bell.
Well, he did have a conversation where he did say that one day you're there and then it's gone,
sometimes you don't
see
hear
it
it
coming. You don't see it coming. Yeah, exactly.
So I want to reiterate that, I'm not content brain. If anything, I'm film school brain, and I'm not claiming to be right. I'm just the way I was brought up, and years of learning things. Okay, boomer.
Well,
I just want to say that I'm not saying that you guys are wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying the way I was brought up. Everything.
And there's certain films that like couldn't really lend themselves to that style of it. Like you could pick apart every detail and like I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that's like
anything
out there.
if you just pick it apart all the time. But for a lot of people, I think
for sure, but
picking it apart is part of the enjoyment a lot of the time.
Yeah, but that's not like
I would know.
For me, that's what I'm like.
Gray and I discussed.
But I mean, something that's meant to be surreal, like Poor Things, I think would be like the most recent example that I'm thinking of. Like, I think you could like try to objectively say why like every plot point doesn't work, but it's really not about that. But that being said, I do think all of his criticisms towards like Star Wars, like that, it really did. They seem like valid criticisms about the plot, but like I don't think something that's meant to live in the surreal, dreamlike state could really be picked apart plot by plot. Like I think with that, it's something completely different. It's supposed to be.
I think that he would recognize that, though. I think that he's
and I think that's why he hasn't done that or Barbie.
Yeah, it doesn't map well onto a lot of things, and you would have to have a personal perspective that did reflect that the objective qualities. And he does make a good argument for it. I have some serious disagreements with just the part one of that. It just means even if you're using objective facts to come to your sort of a conclusion, doesn't mean your interpretation of those facts are going to be correct. I think it's more about how he argues his logic, which a lot of people admire him for. Okay. He's able to take these ideas that a lot of people share and can sort of articulate them and explain them in quite an eloquent way that a lot of people agree with him. And that's probably the value a lot of people see in Mahler. They feel something about it, and he explains it to them. Why this could be the possible
That's exactly why. That's exactly why I love his stuff. It's because I always want to know why I feel a certain way, and I need help with those things.
So to go back to something you brought up earlier, Kitty, Gray and I discussed somebody who was talking about comedy, and that they go to comedy clubs to watch people bomb. That is not a fan of comedy. That is somebody who is a bit of an anarchist in regards to somebody just trying the art out. That is not somebody I would consider a fan or I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but if somebody there was somebody about a year ago that I avoided the conversation because somebody said that they watch movies to pick out things to shit on, and I don't think that's a film fan. I think that's somebody who's just, I don't know if it's
there are people like that. I wouldn't
does sort of rewrite and sort of explain how he would fix certain scenes that he thinks really
but I do think
from it and admire other elements of that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
saying that's all of his work.
I think he's not like that. He's not that kind of person, I don't think. I think
Well, I'll say he at least didn't start off that way. I won't make it definitive that
he's got very high standards, and I will say that having his sort of standards will make you look at film differently. But it also deepens his appreciation when he does find something good. So he's not that kind of guy that's just looking at movies to see if they bomb. You can see that if there is a good movie, he's happy about it. So
I have high standards too. We could discuss a movie that you watched recently together, and maybe I'll show you the artistic light, not autistic light. Not a fan of
Charles. I tried with Barbie. I tried. These guys are pretty dense. Okay. I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay. I did try to explain the artistic merit. You have to admit, I did try to explain the artistic.
No, I think that your view of viewing Barbie is a valid way of viewing Barbie. I just don't think that
you are valid, Vinbin.
I think that there are so many interpretations of Barbie that are quote unquote valid.
That's why I love
that
it.
It makes like any message that you could pull out of it actually worth less, because there are so many things that you can pull out of it. You can't what is it?
But if that's what you're looking for, it's
not
strong.
powerful enough.
A
Yeah,
strong
it is.
and
Yeah, you're right.
message will
a
eliminate
postmodern
other.
style of filmmaking, okay, up to the interpretation of the artist. And it's not infinite amount. There's definitely a lot of different ways, which definitely unsettles some people that they aren't quite sure how it goes. But within the context of the comedy, the absurdism of the film, I think it, as I said, I have criticisms of the film
It always
myself.
goes back to Barbie.
Yeah, I'm just using that as an example. Okay,
It does.
You want to fight? Do you guys ever want to fight with me over what was it? In game, not in game. Sorry, Civil War. Okay, let me know if you want to switch the topic to Civil War. Okay, I can do that too. There's probably quite a few things I can do.
Barbie's prettier.
I want to reiterate that everybody's opinions are valid. That I don't want to seem like some fucking sorry to curse.
we're kicking you out now.
I
Sorry
just-
to curse.
Yeah.
Do you know what channel
some
we're
people's
on?
opinions aren't valid. Okay, I will actually bite that bullet. Very few people's opinions aren't valid, but generally those people are either
It's
let
an
me not
opinion
continue.
that
Go on,
other
go
people's
on.
opinions are invalid. So.
Right. When it comes to art, which is, the thing we're discussing here, it's a lot of directors say things like, well, it's what did you take from my project? And it's validating well, I thought this happened. I didn't film that, but okay. It plays into nostalgia and how people bring their own stuff to a movie or
Humans
a
are
song.
all different, yeah.
Right.
So they will all feel different.
Nobody has
interacting with art, yeah.
Right, exactly. Right. So I just want to,
You can see that in like how I read a certain sentence in Mistborn versus how Dorcas reads it. And then we go and we share that. That's what's fun about fandom as well, is you go and you share how you experience something and how they experience. And it's like, okay, he experienced it a certain way, I experienced it a certain way. Neither of us, like, I can disagree, he can disagree with me, but nobody takes away from the fact that that's how he experienced this piece of art. It's great.
True. And frequently, Kitteh has unique insights that didn't even occur to me.
Same here with Dorcas. Sorry, my head hurts, so I'm not very verbally.
Hair of the dog.
What is the hair of the head?
No.
Whatever you were drinking, keep going.
Water. It's supposed to help you clear up a hangover.
Oh, this is not hangover. I had a headache before I had started drinking.
You were railing some E?
No, I just had a headache. I just had a headache and didn't have anything with me. And it just persisted. Anyway.
Sorry.
There's
Well,
none of
it
that.
is 11:08. Do we want to go into? We're at a natural kind of stopping point. Do we want to go into Gartic Phone?
Yeah, I would love to hear everyone. I'm not going to play, but I would like to listen to everyone.
I'm sort of gonna have to be away from keyboard if it's Gartic Phone. I don't think I can be around for you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Listen, I've got a headache and I'm here. There's no excuse, Vinman.
Well, I literally
you really shouldn't have an excuse.
I really need to step away from my keyboard. So yeah,
step away from the keyboard.
Both of his hands are busy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be doing things around the house at this time, so I'll listen, but I'm gonna step out to not interrupt you.
You're just gonna hear CATREW go,
and then I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post. Should I post it? You're a bit bigger now. Should I post it in the general chat, or should I just leave it on the Discord and in press?
I think if people have been
okay.
You know what? what do you guys think? Because it's been quite fun when people in the audience that some people don't use Discord, so they do want to interact with Garlic.
Yeah,
I think we should carry on a debate for another hour just to prove that Vincent can't come and go as he pleases for
there you go.
Garlic foam purposes.
Yeah, that is very unfair.
I think we'll also start with the caveat that yes, everybody's drawings are their own. Okay.
Yeah.
We everybody can disavow as they see fit.
Okay, I'll post it. I'll post it in the general. So if anyone cares to join, then you can just it'll come across as Kitty posting it, but yeah. So
nice.
If anyone wants to join,
doing it with my brain.
there it is.
Oh my god, my head hurts so bad.
Oh,
I apologize.
Sorry, Lucy.
For laughing at that.
Well, no.
Oh, no. We lost Charles.
We lost Charles.
Oh, that's
what happened.
And he was just berating like Vincent for leaving.
Oh, look at
Charles Vampire.
Tisk, tisk.
That just seems unfair.
Fuck all as
well, now that he's gone, we can talk nice about him at least. So
yeah,
I like him. He always has
like
good
Charles.
insight.
Charles is a good
Charles
man.
is awesome, man.
Yeah,
he is. He puts up with a lot
from us. Yeah.
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 Now my camera is giving me problems. So I couldn't actually come on camera today, unfortunately.
I'm glad Gray
shame.
and Charles.
Yeah, Gray and Charles were able to be there for the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I took myself
I
off.
will present.
I mean, my camera's on, so.
I know. At least we have Dorcas. It's great to see the face reveal.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are making me look at my screen.
Okay.
I'm not looking at my screen. I could turn my camera on and then you just
You
see the
should.
couch.
Should look at.
Just see the couch.
You should look at the. Should look. He's handsome.
I did minimize the thing so Axel couldn't take me off stream again. So
that makes sense.
Thank you, Lucy.
Is Lucy calling you handsome?
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
She mentioned he has a chiseled jawline.
He does.
True statement.
Okay. All right, so we're good to go. It looks like it's only going to be the four of us, but that's okay.
Wow, it's only four of us. Fine.
All right, so
you guys can do 1,000,000 rounds now.
Let's go to just start off with normal. Okay. All right.
Oh wait, you're not drawing yet, right? Say stuff.
Nope.
Tippity type.
No.
Clickety clack.
Wow. I can type. I know I can. This is a skill I have mastered.
My Neuralink is hurting, so I can't type.
You should.
Oh, congrats!
You should get that looked at.
Checked out, yeah.
Now, have you ever seen? Have you ever seen a Dollhouse?
No.
You should. You should watch that.
I feel like my head is never going to recover, so I don't know if I could do that.
All right. Here we go. Oh, okay. Here we go. I got it. No. Undo.
Huh.
Ooh, Gray's also making noises.
Not sure how to draw this. Okay.
Break it down into shapes. Bimo says so.
No, wait.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I think that'll work as a shape.
Oh, geez. I don't remember how to do this.
You got it.
Music is everywhere.
Oh yeah, I guess we could be feeding the ducks or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, it's true.
Or you could just listen to me, you know.
It's true. I apologize for interrupting the show.
Wait, what is the feeding
no.
ducks?
Yeah.
Oh no, half the time.
Do 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 do.
No, that's not gonna work. Nope. Undo. There we go.
This is everyone's favorite part of the show.
All right, there we go.
And drawing noises.
Drawing noises. Guys need to listen to the gifters.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Music is everywhere, friend.
Perfect. As utterly perfect.
Like my voice, yeah.
Oh wait, actually, no.
CATREW muted me, didn't he?
Done. Nope.
No, we can hear you.
We can hear you. Okay.
Brave. Is Lucy a lemon bug again?
No.
Is she a space cadet still?
No, but she is. What was it? Let me see her. She is a lemon bug. She is.
But she's not over skydivers.
Skydivers, yeah. Skydivers 3. Okay.
What the hell did I just read?
Okay. I understood 2 of these words. I will endeavor to
an option when you don't want to draw what somebody said as a prompt, you can literally write hell no. I learned that from Rosales.
I did not know that was
He did it. The thing is, I learned it from Rosales, but he wrote it and then erased it and then drew what he said he wasn't gonna draw. So it was it didn't work when he tried it. So, but yeah, option. Say hell no, like write hell no, draw hell no, but like really pretty. That's what I would do.
All right, here we go. There. Wait.
Oh, I think I get man flu, honestly. I'm very dramatic.
Okay, there we go. We go there. No, there. Yep.
No.
Okay. And this.
No.
There we go.
How's your puppy?
Oh, she's doing very well. She's very active this morning. It's quite funny. She loves to bite my beard. Just nar. Right on it. It's so cute. Okay.
And the sugar gliders? Great.
My sugar glider's doing good. I'm kind of running into trouble. Like, put them together for 5 years. Now the other 2 don't want to accept the little one, so it kind of sucks. They're calling, getting another one, so that we'll have a partner. But I don't know.
For sugar gliders.
But she's doing great. She's completely healed. She is the sweetest little girl. She's like the most outgoing and most enthusiastic out of all of them. It just sucks that she's. Yeah, I guess that's probably why. Because she's the nice one. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Auto display.
Put on voiceover.
Beginning. Yep. Okay, here we go.
I was gonna save them so I can see them later.
Fishman reviews a film.
Fishman.
Oh, that is an awesome fish, man.
That
Blue
is an
fish
awesome
in
fish,
suit
man.
grades angry TV news reporter at the.
Nice, nice. All right.
A tiny rabbit coming out of a sewer.
Okay.
That was not at all.
That's so
Bunny went
easy.
inside an egg on the road.
Oh, okay.
I can see
that.
both of
The
those.
sewer turned into an egg. Okay.
Okay.
That's
okay.
pretty awesome.
It kind of works. I get it.
It's kind of your sewer as well. I like it.
Chad Coolman lifts weights.
All right.
Chad Coolman.
Love it.
Love it.
Bodybuilder pumping iron.
I would probably have.
Nice.
I would have
Nice.
That
probably
is way
landed
more
up going
Chad.
gray.
No, darling, made it
Russian
amazing.
squishes acid spitting homunculus with a
always.
Bible.
Jesus.
Okay.
Huh. I missed part
got
of that.
something
Putin
different.
hitting a millipede with a Bible.
Homunculus, what? The homunculus turned into
I didn't get that was Putin. I thought it was Putin. Because it was. I'm like,
I
what
should have capitalized
is
it.
this Putin hitting a millipede with a Bible? Well, I get
Putin.
hitting a millipede with a Bible. I can do that. All right.
The power of
I
Christ.
think it works.
compels you.
Okay, we're gonna do knockoff next.
Cool.
Knockoff.
Oh, okay. That sounds fun.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
All right.
Oh, right. Random draw time.
Okay. Yep. All right. So this is what we got. Boom.
I'll throw out some ideas. Llama.
And then with this. There we go.
Golf club. Snail.
There we go.
Chadman.
And here.
Headache.
And we're gonna do here.
Ice pack.
And then we're gonna do this.
Just gonna do some
there.
word association.
And then we'll go actually like this.
No.
Yeah.
No.
There we go. And then we're gonna do here we go.
There you go.
There.
Thank you.
And yeah, you're welcome. I got this. There.
Okay. No, over here. Over
All right.
here.
Yeah. Oh. All right.
Over there. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Little,
No. There.
Yeah. See. Okay. All right.
And 3/4 of your time remaining.
Oh, nice. Okay. Here we go. And do this. There.
Like
Oh. All right. There we go. Then we have this
A
here.
cat is a symphony in disguise. Ha-he. Ha-he.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Go to the music tab and just
we're gonna
see
go
what I'm
there.
about.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then we
My head remembered
this.
it was so.
All right, there we go. There, yeah. Okay. A little bit. Oh no, undo. No, that was bad. All right.
Yeah, I gotta undo
no,
that one.
that's not gonna.
That doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
It does not work. Okay. And here.
No.
Hmm.
No.
This. No, really? You think differently?
I can't
Yeah,
see.
not there.
All right.
I mean, I don't know why you would do it there.
My
All
brain.
right, yeah.
Focus,
Okay.
join in.
Hello, I'm drawing
then-
things.
And we have
And a little bit
Sure.
there.
there.
Draw a sweet baby.
Well, from a certain point of view, this is a sweet baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you're sharing your screen, CATREW.
Oh, I am. Very much so.
Lucifer gave us a super chat.
Oh,
all of you are
look at
beautiful
that.
people.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm so happy. Yay.
Hey, Lucifer.
All of you are beautiful people with
Oh.
fantastic minds. I'm happy to know you and to get to BS with you in all our autistic glory. In all your autistic glory. That is awesome.
You are cool
Lucifer,
people.
for sure.
For sure.
All right.
Thanks, Lucifer.
Go.
Really appreciate it.
And then
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nice that you'll slum it with us.
Yeah, right?
Indeed.
God damn it, that freaking phone. Like, listen, some of us have headaches.
All right. Well, don't
It's so
worry. It's not
inconsiderate.
for, not for another few minutes. So,
Look, am I going as into detail as I want to for this? No.
Yes.
Is it
Yes.
excellent, though?
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Okay, what else?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess I'm done.
Oh, man. This whole lack of telekinesis thing really bums me out.
Well, you could be playing on your phone. Oh, that's
No,
it.
I'm just
Wow, that is a lot of
Okay.
things to remember.
Oh, okay, got it.
Just draw a black cat.
Nope. He chose violence, so he gets a different picture. But it will be representative of the thing. So
it will be valid.
It will be valid. All right.
Okay, less than half the time.
All right.
Going a bit faster than I expected. Crap.
Yeah.
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 All right. Okay.
I'm ringing my ear. Hey, I can even hear mouse noises.
All right. There we go.
Wow, so that
okay.
was bad.
Nope.
Okay, well, 3/4 of the time remain.
Hey,
right.
future kitty who's looking at this with a clear head, hopefully.
Don't know if it'll make sense then, but I hope so.
Probably make a lot more sense than what's happening now.
This is all I learned.
We've only got 1/4 of the time left. This is not going well.
No, we don't have that. We're done. All right, draw. Okay, cool.
Wow, how do I?
And
Wow,
then-
wow. What
right.
am I
All right,
drawing?
Here we go. Diddle-doo.
I got nothing.
Do. Wait, no. Wait.
That's all I remember.
All right. Cool. There. Done. Green. Done. Okay. And
I feel like I should have remembered more
man.
stuff.
More stuff.
Oh. There we go. Boom. All right, here we go. Check it out.
Wow, that is a
love it.
detailed house. Yeah,
Did you guys start off with Darling?
I remembered elements.
CATREW.
Hey, he grew legs again.
There we go. So this is
And
what we
arms.
started with.
Nice.
And this is what it became. Nice.
I think
He's
we kept
evolving. I think Darling just makes everything look better.
Always.
it.
All right. Okay. Is it to be expected or is it funny that Starfield is the ad on the left.
That's really funny. That's a bit spooky, maybe. Or it's like,
yeah.
Why are you advertising this? You should know I hate it.
We kept the
snail. There we go. I think I did pretty good. Look at this.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Considering the time.
I wouldn't mind hanging that bottom one on my wall.
Oh, thank you. All right, here we go.
I screwed up.
Good.
Darling, good. Oh. That's amazing as well. I did not remember things.
Okay. Good transition. Not so good transition, but okay for the time, I suppose.
I remember wing-like things just where they went.
I don't know what you were thinking here, actually.
Well, I thought you were being a little graphic with your picture there, so I didn't know exactly. That's the thing that stood out to me. I remembered wing-like object, but not that it was a bat. That would have been good. I did not put two and two together.
Excellent. Okay.
The trauma stood out.
Last one here, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so Darlings is amazing, and it just really puts mine to shame. I understood what you were doing, Catrew, but I'm sorry.
No, it's you know, the time. Yeah.
And I led you astray, Dorcas. I can definitely understand where you get. It's all about the 666 money.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. New turn. Okay. Let's do. What is co-op? No, we're not going to do co-op. We're going to do complement. Okay. Complete the sketch. Start with basic lines and see the other player's interpretation. Okay. We're going to do that.
Okay. That sounds fun. It's non-competitive.
All right, here we go.
Collaborative.
Basic lines.
Okay. And
So
then you're only drawing part of like.
So I'm just drawing a line.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh! I don't know. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, I think actually. There we go. This. Do that. And then we have what else? Okay. Do. Pop.
A cat is a symphony in the sky.
Drawing. Yeah. Okay. And then.
Just gotta add a little thing.
Oh my gosh!
Here.
I showed that film to my kids, and they absolutely loved it.
Yes. Okay. It's like one of the first quotable movies in my repertoire. And then. What does yours say? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet. What does mine say? Dude.
Yeah.
Just silly gags.
Well, let's just put this here. Oh, you know what? Actually, maybe this is what I do. I do this. And I go, no. I change it. Nope. This is here. This is no. That was perfect. It's perfect. I can't.
It's perfect. Wow.
It's
I
perfect.
Can't wait to see this
Wow.
masterpiece.
Utterly perfect.
Wow.
At least he's modest.
Yeah. Nice.
I see.
All right, here we go. Boom. All right, there we go. And then, wait, no.
Ta-da!
We're dead.
I'm trying to do sound effects.
Oh, this is going to be tough for me.
And then
this is a thing.
Indeed.
yeah. Yep. All right, this is perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna do this. Right. And put this here.
There.
And this there. Okay, we're gonna go down the size to that. This.
I don't know if that seems right.
Yeah. No. Trust me. It's gonna work.
Okay.
It's gonna work. All right, here we go. Yeah. And we have this and that.
Give us sugar and tea and rum, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, wow. I'm running out of time.
Oh,
time is right, yeah. Time is right.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Perfect.
Ooh, yeah. You're all so lucky I don't have energy right now.
Oh.
Huh.
Well.
Huh.
Oops.
And yeah. What goes with this? I have no idea.
All right, here we go. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take this in a different direction. Okay,
A black handbag goes with everything.
I have no clue.
Just reverse it, apparently.
Okay, I think I know.
Is there a word that made me wear?
All right. Yes. Nope. Okay. And then. And here we go.
Wait, what do things look like again? I don't have time to look at references.
They look like.
It looks like you got about half the time.
Other things that are. They have things on their things.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, and then.
Did some other things over there.
What else?
Put a question mark.
Remember.
Oh, I know.
Grade school biology.
There we go.
What's a mitochondria?
The powerhouse of the cell.
I mean, obviously, but what does it look like?
The powerhouse.
Coal engine. I don't know.
I kind of picture a nuclear
engine.
plant.
Yeah.
Steam engine will work.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay. Just take.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Done. Done. Oh, shoot. No. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. But I'm going to leave what is already there alone and just simply add to it.
I'm calling mine here. I did my best.
Just
all right, here we go.
Stuff in.
One more left. Oh my.
No.
Okay.
Why do I have to add to? Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I have to add to my own.
Yep. Last one is your own.
Apparently. Why?
Add your signature.
I already screwed this up once.
All right, here we go. Okay. There we go.
It is only now that I realize what some of my lines might have looked like. So sorry.
Well, nobody took the bait, so.
Good.
You don't know that.
See if we got more time.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
There. And then we got this. There we go. Okay. And
this is salvageable.
You are this color. Nope. There's an error there. Where's the error? Okay, here we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. There.
Wasn't
there
happy.
We go. There we go. There. And there. And then you are. Yeah, wait.
No.
There. All right, and then this one. There. Oh no.
Not there.
Not
over here.
There. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. There. Oh shoot.
Not there.
You know. There. There it worked. Okay, cool. There. Oh shoot. Oh well. It's all good. Okay. This was mine.
I'm interested to see what that actually is. I saw it as very bug-like. Oh wow. That
nice.
is
I like it. I
not
like
where
it.
I would have gone
like
with it, Dorcas.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Darling, even more creative. Okay. Huh.
Look at that though. We had the like
yeah, I
the
was
very
gonna say.
Look at that.
I think
That's
Dorcas.
Cool.
Darling and Dorcas had like these amazing ideas that I just could not see. But wow, you were kind of on the same wavelength with Darling.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Thank you. Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That is
oh my gosh.
Wow.
We both decided to make them
That is
people.
also awesome.
Oh,
well,
I mean, mine's anthropomorphized, but
fantastic.
Nice. All right.
I'm interested if everyone did what I did with this one. Right? Like, it kind of seems like it has to be a figure with horns.
For the glory of what?
Yeah. Nice.
I really like that one. I wish I did something other than like an apple form.
New tattoo idea.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I did. I did have to put a face with everything. Okay, and then here we go.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, neat.
I have no comment.
Wow. I really like that one.
Ooh, very cool. Very cool.
Okay, I did
Probably Darlings.
not anticipate that's where Darling was going with it. Yeah. Wow, Darlings is very interesting. I'd love
Very
that.
interesting. I wish I liked mine. I wish I
Feel
had
the
put more
texture.
detail on there. I got this done, and like artistically, I was like, I don't know, like I wanted to do like different things, but like the colors would have clashed. I didn't have enough time or artistic ability to
Was that the one that
realize
you
my
said
vision.
was perfect? Because I really like it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like a sea
I
of
that was
pea
cope.
seeds.
That was cope. All right. One more. Back to normal. One more. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, clickety clack.
Yeah, sorry, that's my keyboard. I
There's
like it
nothing
noisy.
wrong with that sound.
I know it offends CATREW, and I'm sorry, sir.
It's fine. No, it's good. It's good. It's all good. There we go. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh no.
I got this. I got this. All right. Here we go. We're gonna do this. There we go.
The one that came into my head was,
I do this.
oh, I'm falling asleep, because that definitely doesn't make sense.
Uh-huh. Yeah. There we go. There. Okay.
Abortion and bees. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely falling asleep.
There has to be a better way.
All right. Yeah. 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 No. Okay.
Who's winning the Gartic phone? Darling.
I'm winning. Oh no, you're right. I take it back.
But Darling is
Okay, out of you guys then.
I think CATREW is bringing up the second, but you know, it's not a competition.
I don't
It's
know.
friendly.
Yeah. Gray has been doing pretty awesome, and Dorcas has had some really strong
Tenders.
Yeah. Really strong showing. Okay, there we go. Let me get this. I'm gonna do happy little. No. It's even smaller. Even smaller. Nope. Get it back.
God damn it, some of us are trying to...
Some of us are trying to sleep on stream.
Yeah.
Hey, the camera's off, it's okay. Won't get banned.
Yeah. And hey, are there any sleeping streams for YouTube? I know that was a meta on Twitch for a while.
I don't think so.
No. There's like working together streams and things, but I don't know about sleeping. Oh, you got time to check that out? Like,
wow.
oh, damn.
Wow.
Wow, we were.
There we go. Oh, interesting. What? Huh?
Eh.
Huh.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Well, that's not good.
All right. We're going to do this.
It's going to be tough, but maybe we can pull this off.
Bees.
Yeah. This. No, I did not say. I said this. All right, cool. All right. This. And no. I wish I could do that, but. Right. Oh, here, let me see. Yeah. Where do you go with that? Okay, cool. So that I can so that I can do this. Nope. Yeah. Okay. And then we have they're gonna have all kinds of interesting things to say. Here we go.
I have no idea how to draw that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that'll work, but yeah.
Nope.
That's feeding the ducks.
This is a terrible thing that I'm trying.
Yeah.
Why don't I remember what anything looks like?
A, B, C, D.
And then we have. Yeah. Nope.
Well, I tried.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I failed that a lot.
Bombs on stage.
Oh, that's what that was. I apologize.
Oh, come on.
Frank Sinatra performing
Axel.
at nightclub for loud cricket.
Oh. I guess.
Yeah, I might have cheated on that one. He's got blue
Big
eyes.
snail taking over the city.
Yes, I really like that one.
Kaiju
That
Sammy
works for me.
terrorizes New York.
Very much, yes.
Yeah,
That
see,
is awesome, Dorcas.
maintained continuity over the whole thing. Look at that. Perfect.
Grey puppets succumbing to absolute power.
Love it.
Sure.
King Grey makes a proclamation.
Sorry, there's King Grey?
Wow. Yeah, apparently I succumbed to absolute power. But Darling made it quite beautiful. I enjoy this.
Oh, he's decreeing that Kitty is
Grey
green.
moves away from Mike to breathe.
A jar
I
of
can see
mustard
that
bombing
now.
on stage in front of other mustards.
Tomatoes.
I like the tomato.
Hey, tomato goes with
throw in a
mustard,
tomato
right?
and like some lettuce. That was the idea.
Thought it was green tomato. But no, okay, that'll work.
All right. Well, we're about out of time here. And wound down. Definitely the attendance has dropped. But thanks everyone for tuning in.
Sticking around.
Well, yeah, and sticking around. Here we go. Let's stop that. Bring it in. Okay. Nice. Kitty, what do you got next?
Getting better. No, Lucifer gave us another super chat. Thank you, Lucifer. Love you guys. Have a great day. You too, Lucifer.
You too. Don't be a stranger.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get rid of my headache, and then I'll get back to you guys. Just keep your notifications on. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah.
No, indeed. Gray.
Yeah. I got I don't know, various streams if you check out my second channel, Gray Toupee. Other than that, there should be a video dropping sometime in the near future, hopefully this week. We'll see. And then some future streams with Charles, hopefully. But yeah, that's all I got going on. What about you, Dorcas? What do you have going on?
I've got my Mistborn podcast with Kitty and my Cicero videos over on the No One Asked You podcast channel.
So good.
Thank you.
CATREW, what you got going on, sir?
Thank you. I have my stream tomorrow. I'm going to finish out, Hell or High Water. I'm going to finish out that debate review on Sargon versus PSA Sitch.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. I meant to work more on it, if not finish it yesterday, but other stuff was going on and I really wasn't feeling well, and I just didn't feel like I could give it the attention it deserves. And so I knew that I would be coming back Friday, so that's why that happened that way. But
well, hell yeah.
Amara, Sargon.
I'm excited to get the end of that.
Oh my gosh.
Finish it.
So, you know what? We need a little outro video. Somebody needs to make that, or
do Kitty. The intro. Just do the intro, but
in reverse. Can it go backwards? All right, here we go. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for showing up.
Have a nice laugh. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah. Next. Yeah. Bye. Next week.
Next week.
Guest.
Yeah. Guest.
I gave the preface at the beginning. You weren't here for it, but I let everybody know what was happening.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.